All right, we're live. Hey you guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. We got a lot to talk about, especially on Bold. Um, Go ahead, girl.
Did y'all see them ugly outfits?
Girl,
What did y'all think of those ugly
you
outfits?
know what I said.
Yeah.
Shall we say
what?
online shopping?
I mean, who was buying that? Maybe that's why they knew out the gate just not to have the public to look at that.
You know
Like,
what?
look,
Let
we're
me
gonna
tell
live
you
stream it.
something. Here's the thing. We've seen, and I guess we'll dig into last week's stuff, but just to talk about what was on that screen today. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, girl. We've seen Couture be much more glamorous than what was shown on that TV screen.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The collection Eric did for Katie was far more better. There was
Hmm.
far cuter dresses than that.
It's almost
I,
like they tried to change their style to go up against Katie instead of doing what they normally do with the glamour.
I mean, Eric gave us curtains. So this whole build up to this couture line was a bunch of curtains. And these girls weren't even happy to walk in the dresses.
Girl, the whole thing just looked dull. I mean, they did this thing with the online streaming because they were so afraid of the media. Yet you gave the media and the world, Eric Forrester, what you were trying to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb.
And he did this to his own company. I cannot wait to get to that part.
I know, right? All right, so let me do the formal introduction and then we'll jump into all of it. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Soap Corner Talk, where Bree, Keish, and I will be recapping The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of July 13th through July 17th. And we'll probably kind of chime in on what happened on today, July 20th episode. So we'll have a couple things to say about what we've seen today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, check us out on other social medias: TikTok, Instagram. There's a Facebook group. There's Threads. There's other places across the social media world where you can find Soap Corner Talk. So, if you're not over there,
Not over.
oh, I have feedback. Did you hear that?
No.
No, okay. I did. Um, It sounded like somebody had YouTube on in the background.
Oh.
Make sure that you're following on all those other social media platforms. We do the Young and the Restless first, the Bold and the Beautiful, and then Beyond the Gates. We have a few other fun segments at the end. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, the Simp Olympics, and the Audacity Awards. So, a lot of fun stuff over here, especially if you are new. Hey, everybody, I see Aisha in the chat, Cynthia Chain, Cheryl Hines, Paris Barnes, Melissa Spencer, Belinda Hill. Hey, Belinda, Brooklyn, Raina, Miss V Young, Jacqueline McCullough, who was the first person in the building. So, welcome in, you guys. Thank you so much. All right. So, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to start with the Young and the Restless for this past week. Still coming off of the whole thing with Patty and um, what's that girl name? Lord,
Patty,
Nikki,
Diane, Jack,
Nikki's
and
surgery.
oh, yeah.
We coming off of that. This whole thing with trying to push Matt Clark out of town. Also, the situation with this little secret that Adam is doing behind his dad's back with Sally. So quite a few things. I don't know if it's sweeps worthy. We're down to, I think, either today or tomorrow is the last day of July sweeps. So While we're on
Really?
this, yes, 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 yes. They
Huh.
always do that. They'll start it like the last week of the June month or the January month or the October month and then end it around the third week of the month of the actual sweeps month, which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me. I guess maybe they want to try to get in their calculations or whatever, but you would think that the sweeps month technically would end like July 31st. You know what I mean? Or November 30th. Or February 28th. Or May, May 30th.
Some like
So
some logical sense.
that would make sense. But hey, I don't know how the whole sweeps program fully works. I know that they really put, when the sweeps months come around, they try to put their best, craziest storylines on out there to see if they can, get the most ratings and calculate it all and all that good stuff. I mean, obviously, we've had some. I think the memorable July sweeps that we had on Bowl was Thope. Thope was when we had the week. It was like the second or third week in July. I think it was July 10th. I always remember that. When she was in Thomas's bed for 4 days straight, that was in July sweeps. You know.
Yeah, that was. They haven't had anything like that now. Now we got Will and Electra, and he begging every episode.
Yeah, and I mean the other sweeps months has been with Luna attached to it, or Eric having an illness or sickness. On YNR, we had Aunt Jordan attached to November sweeps one year. Um, the whole thing in July sweeps with Niece and Kane last summer. So it depends on, and obviously, hopefully, with the new staffing change at Y&R, we'll see some different things going forward. Maybe tomorrow's episode is indicative of that. I don't know.
I don't know, but I will say this is why YNR did not get an Emmy nomination for writing.
Yeah. So, I'm going to ask you guys, and I want to make sure I get you guys in the chat engaged as well. I'm going to, at the end of each one of the soaps that we are recapping, I'm going to ask you a grade for sweeps for July 2026. And then you can put your grade in there, whether it's A through F. So, and that includes bold and also BTG. So, all right. Okay, girl. So, without any other further ado, we're going to jump into Y&R. What storyline would you want to chat about first?
I guess we can get Sally and Audra out the way and Adam and Chelsea out the way, because it's kind of one and the same.
Okay.
I think that they warned Sally about Victor coming after them, and Adam is upset that Victor wants to try to get his own company back, but I don't know what mindset Sally and Audra had just going in there and saying, like, hey, you can buy your own company off of you. Like, Victor was never going to go for that.
Right.
And I think it's like today's episode, the route that Adam wants to go made the most sense, because she could sell that off. And that would be the person that Victor would have to deal with. And that makes perfect sense. But I mean, how petty does this man really want to get? Like, you got majority of your stuff back, and if you let Phyllis have Arabesque, it's not like he's broke to start a whole other media company. Here's my other thing: why is Adam jumping through all these hoops and he has his own money? He can start his own.
Mm-hmm.
He have to wait for his daddy's approval, or have to go through all of this mess with Sally to start a whole media company again. I just don't get that part.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know why. Well, my issue is this. First of all, Victor's gonna want. He deal in absolutes. It's not like let's pay. Let's make a bargain. It'll help you out. It'll help me out. No, he wants to corrupt absolutely. And so, for them to actually think that that was going to work, they were fooling themselves. Now, the deal that Adam put on the table, which was, listen, let's just save both of us the headache, and I mean, I'll make it look like I was able to, you know, get Newman Media out your grasp, but I'm gonna pay you off and you going about your business. We'll never talk about this again. You don't have to worry about Victor. You can deal with Abbott Communications, part of it, which is now, Spectra Charles. So, but she was going through this. Well, why should I do it? I don't know. I'm like, why do you worried about him? If he's gonna have issues with his dad, why do you care? If he want to sell it to you, you got to get your money back. Get your money and go. Let him deal with the fallout, if he chooses to do so, of Victor Newman. I didn't understand this back and forth. This is what you wanted in the first place. That's why you wanted to go to Victor. He's giving you a backdoor way of doing it. Why not take it?
Right. And I'm like, and then she said, I don't want to owe you for anything. I mean, okay. If you were to go to an investor or go get like a business loan, you're owing somebody. I mean, he's saying, hey, there's no strings. You don't have to worry about anything. I feel guilty for what happened and blah, 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 blah. Here, this is the best solution for both of us. Okay. And then she said, oh, well, Billy's not going to like that. Who care about Billy right now? He worried about Chancellor.
Exactly. I mean, this is your company. Now all of a sudden you worried about what he thinks? This is your company, you and Audra. And if you can get Victor, because it's one of the two things, either you sell it to Adam or Victor's just going to come after you anyway. Pick your poison.
Right. Like, Adam can at least handle Victor's wrath. Girl, you're pregnant. Do you really want to deal with the stress of like you're going back and forth to court and dealing with your lawyers? And we all know how Victor gets down, and he could stress this girl out to where she could lose her baby. I would think I would take the less stressful approach.
I agree. Less stressful is always best. And he's offering you a way out. Girl, stop going back and forth with this man. You worried about being old and all this. And dude was like, listen, everything that happened with us between me and Ava, you gave me a chance to be a father with her. Hey, you don't owe me anything. And she's still looking like, wow, okay, let me think about it. Oh, girl, I don't understand what you got to think about. The other option is Victor coming after you. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's would the conversation have been better if this was Audra he was speaking to?
I don't know. I don't understand. I guess she got her walls up, and I mean, granted, okay, Chelsea and Adam cheated on her and Billy, and so even though she says that's a long time ago, obviously it's still a sore spot. I can tell because why are you, you know, I, y'all are exes, okay? That you could have a little bit of underlying tension there, but I mean, at this point, you're trying to figure this is business. You're trying to figure a way out. Because what if he come for all of it? That's one thing about Victor. He'd be like, okay, I'm not just gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna take all of it. Then what?
Yeah, to be spiteful, which they should know that by now.
Yep.
And Adam saying, hey, let me take the grunt of it. Let me take the pressure and everything dealing with Victor out of your hands. You can keep your company, sell it back to me. I'll deal with Victor later.
And you walking away with some cash. That's the other thing. Victor didn't want to give you a dime. Adam is like, let me cut you a check. Give me the company. We'll keep it a secret. I'll make up something to tell Victor, like, hey, I was able to finagle that company from her. Let me handle that. You take the money. You wanted to walk away with something, and you go about and make Spectra Charles a success.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's a win-win for me. And if Billy has an issue with that, well, Billy got issues anyway. He got mommy issues. He can never get over anything. This is the last person I'd be worried about
Right.
consulting my business decisions. This is the same girl who had to go reach out to his own mother to fund her business.
Right.
Because he wasn't man enough to do so. I would not even worry about his thoughts about Adam. Like, get over it. Y'all got kids in common. Stop.
Mm-hmm. Girl, please. Billy need to go take several seats if he got an issue with this. I mean, I would think you would want to protect your child. And with
Yeah.
her trying to go up against Victor, because she was like, yo, we're going to fight. Girl, why you want to do that? You know what? Audra, out of anybody in that room, knows what it's like. And then this is the same man, and you always bring this up, about the same man that tried to take Sally's baby that she had with Adam if she had a made it. It's like, why you even want to go through that with him?
Yeah.
So I hope her decision is a no-brainer, which is, you know what, Adam, let's here, give me some, cut me a check, give me some money. Here's Newman Media. I'll talk to you later. Have a great life.
Peace.
Yeah, peace out. Exactly. So.
Well, we can't really say that because she would be the stepmother to Billy's kids, and Connor, and I think, what's the other little boy's name?
Who?
Ryan. What's Billy's oldest boy's name?
Oh, what's that boy name?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Johnny.
Johnny. Mm-hmm.
They're technically siblings and they're close, so they're gonna have to get along to some degree. They don't have to be besties, but just be cordial. I mean, they got kids in common,
right?
So it's not like he goes away. But when it comes to the business aspect of it, that's why if he were to talk to Audra would have say like, yeah, cut that check. Mm-hmm. We're good.
Yeah. Yep. So. All right, girl. Let's see what else. What are we moving to next?
Help me understand what Kyle's plan was with Patty.
Girl, I have no idea. I couldn't figure that out either. And even in I guess sometime we speak on the next day's episode. I didn't even understand what he was so excited to tell his parents, like, hey, I'm going to use Patty to take down Victor. It's like, how? How are you going to do that from her being behind jail? Now, he did mention something, spoiler alert, about something where it comes to letting her being moved to a softer prison or something. And if you do that, we can help you get to a place where you don't have to be in maximum security. You can be in a rehab facility if you give us what we need to take Victor down. And it's like, many have tried, okay?
And Diane even said that she's like, she weaseled her way out of maximum security. And look at what happened.
Exactly.
She needs to be in, what is it called, solitary confinement or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this woman stabbed a man and then put digitalis in that woman's neck.
Yep.
No, we're not lightening nothing. I was so proud of Diane for saying that.
Yeah.
But what was his plan?
But that's the thing. He wants to, from what I gathered, because I'm still not 100%, but from what I'm piecing together, he figured that he could gain some leverage to give her something if she turned over something on Victor, which includes, how he put this all in motion to put Jack in the situation at that boat, everything that Victor wanted her to come to town to do. He's hoping to get that information, and if she give it to him, then maybe there's a way to put her in a place where she'll be more comfortable than in a hard rock prison.
Yeah. I mean, I understand Kyle wanted to get revenge. I hope that he does get revenge on Victor. I mean, what would he? I just don't understand how you already know she weaseled her way out of security. Now, on top of it, on the flip side, we got Victor keeping tabs on Patty.
Well, I don't even think she did anything to get out of prison. I think Victor got her out.
Right.
So, I
So if
mean,
he's
because if it wasn't for Victor's money, influence, power, whatever, she would still be in that maximum security prison. I think he got her out somehow, paid her handsomely in order to do all this chaos, starting with what happened on that boat and up to this point. So, yeah, I don't think she weaseled her way. I think Victor got her out.
and my thing is, why not hire like a what is it called, like a financial like attorney, or what is it called, like where they can find like assets and like trace like where credit cards have been used, if there's
Mm.
traveler checks have been used, like different things, and trace that back to Victor. Why don't you just do that?
You
Or
would think.
yeah, like do research, see where she was held at, and see like who Victor paid off to get her out, or like something. Like I wouldn't go directly to the crazy person. The crazy person's gonna say whatever to get out
Right,
of the
I mean,
situation.
she's not credible enough to, say, okay, I'll work with you, and I'm gonna be 100% with you. I don't even know why Kyle even thinks that you can bargain with somebody who's insane. You can't, and that's what Jack was trying to say. Like, I thought the same thing, and you see what happened. I got a knife to the gut.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think he's emotional right now. He's angry of all this stuff that happened, from the boat situation to his mama being missing with Markham, to what happened with Patty in that house and everything since then. He's just upset and he wants revenge. He's not thinking
Oh,
straight.
you know what I think? Because you know how we said we see a lot of scenes with him and Victoria.
Mm.
Imagine him getting with his daughter.
Yeah, I mean,
That
I'm
would
not feeling
that
it, but
that would irk Victor's nerves.
well, I mean, which is worse? He don't like Billy Boy Abbott either when he was with Victoria. So I mean,
It
and he's
will,
still gunning for Victor. I mean, gunning for Billy even at this point, and they're not even together.
yeah, which is so stupid. I'm like, how petty is this man gonna be? He's still being petty with his wife and everything, but
Okay, let's
I
talk
think,
about that because that's another thing that happened this week. Is she's about to get the bandages removed. That's obviously going to happen the week of the 20th, this week.
mm-hmm.
But you know she and Victoria just found out what happened to Jack. They paid him a visit at the hospital, and this man said that this was a betrayal.
You would have thought both of them met him at a hotel
Right, you would
in the
think
middle of the
Nikki
night.
went up in there and was sneaking and creeping with Jack somewhere. This ain't even happened. This girl has been, even though she got Jack as her friend, and I think that, she oversteps the friendship a little bit because, I mean, it was kind of unsettling to Diane, which it should be as a wife. You always coming over here with your problems. But that was the
Mm-hmm.
extent of it. It wasn't like, hey, let's slide around behind our spouse's back like Chelsea and Adam did, and we're going to go somewhere to Baltimore and sleep with each other. But the way Victor responds to just the friendship and seeing him in the hospital, this was a betrayal. Man, please. Your ego is that fragile?
Yeah, I mean, look at the stuff that this man has done this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all she did was go, well, she couldn't even see her friend. She visited her friend. She wanted to check to see how he was doing at a hospital
Right.
where anyone can go. And on top of that, y'all are, the marriage is already finicky. He already felt the way about her even moving back because of her friendship with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference with her visiting him? And on top of that, Victoria accompanied her and wanted
Right.
to see what was going on. I don't think it's genuine, but at least she did it.
Yeah.
But how is that a betrayal after
Because
everything he
he
can put Jack
probably
through?
felt that since I let you back in this house, I've been taking care of you. You get to stay here because you could be at the hotel. In his mind, he felt just like he always do. You owe me your loyalty and allegiance. But they're friends. They're not lovers. I mean, that's her ex. You know, things can get kind of dicey with exes, but at this point, that Nikki has pretty much outside of just visiting and having a friendship with Jack, she's been team Victor.
Yeah. Even in today's episode, she's like, I still love you. She's even told Jack, like, I still love him. He's done deplorable things, but I still love him. Even after what Victor has set up on that boat for Jack,
Mm-hmm.
after everything, she's like, I still love you. I still want to be with you. I just need for you to accept my friendship. And that's the biggest hurdle is her connection to Jack. And I honestly feel that Abbott's would have far less issues if it wasn't for that friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But like the families are intertwined. Victoria, like we said, got kids with Billy. Summer and Kyle got a kid together. I'm trying to think of what else, but like everyone then dated one another. What difference does it make?
Exactly. At this late stage in life, what are you worried about?
They didn't couple swap. Diane was married to Victor at one point. Like everybody is where they want to be at. I mean, how petty are you going to continue to be in your 80s?
Yeah, at this point it's like, dude, let it go. I mean, she loves you. She was coming home to you. Did she have a friendship with Jack? Yes. Do I think sometimes she pushed the boundaries when it comes to that? Yes. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, it's not some betrayal like she was cheating on him.
Right. All she did was just visit him at the hospital,
Girl,
and that's it.
that's it.
And I can see if she cheated, but that's all she did.
Yep. I agree. I agree. All right. What did you think about the conversation between Kyle and Victoria? Because he was trying to say, how can you pretty much see what your dad do to folks, and you just let him just be like, okay, pretty much. I mean, I'm summing it up.
I'm not surprised. This is who she is, and she's just like her mom. She's going to forever cape for this man, and I feel like she capes more for her daddy more than the other children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if there was a man similar to Victor, that's her dream husband.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that emulates like her father, because she loves the ruthlessness. She will gladly turn a blind eye and make excuses. And I'm like, how do the Newmans have any friends in that town after the stuff that Victor has done?
Exactly.
And all Kyle is doing is like holding a mirror to everybody's face. Like, look, you guys allow this man to do the most crazy, heinous things. Like, how can you excuse that? And then she's like, oh my God, my dad, he's a fighter. He wants to try to take care of his family, and no one should judge him for that, and blah blah blah. Girl, please.
I know, right?
It was when she said, "I can't control what he does," and it's like nobody is asking you to control him because we know he can't be controlled. But you guys also just sit back and shrug your shoulders, just like Kyle said. How do you shrug it off? They sit back and they shrug their shoulders anytime Victor does the stuff that he does, and they come up with some excuse about how he's just protecting his family, and it's like, no, getting an insane person out of an institution and sticking them on one of their prior victims is not protecting his family. That has nothing to do with his family. That's him being petty. But it's like they can't even, they can't acknowledge it. They won't acknowledge it.
Right.
Even though they know it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how do we feel sorry for? It's hard to feel sorry for that family. Like, I feel sorry for Nikki in this instance because I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But when it comes to like the tactics that Victor uses to just be petty to somebody, I can understand fighting to get your company back. That's one thing. But he was torturing the Abbotts towards the last half of 2025 for no reason, just to be petty. And then on top of that, with all the kidnapping, like, it was a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, we're going to kidnap somebody. I mean, the crimes that he's committed. And Victoria's like, okay, it's fine. He's just doing what he has to. He's doing what's for a family. I'm like, you condone this. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she wants to be daddy's favorite. That's why he put her in charge of running the company. She does, as long as she turns a blind eye, she can have whatever she wants. And that's been working for Nikki, so she just following her mother's lead.
Yep, I agree. All right. Let's see. We talked about the Sally secret with Adam. Oh, okay. So what about what happened at the nightclub with Matt and that conversation with Sienna, and then we had the rest of them Newmans, Noah, Nicholas, and Sharon pop in there. And that poor man is like, listen, you can't cut me a break. I'm just having a conversation to say I'm sorry and have a drink.
I was more so paying attention to Sienna because I'm like, if you're scared, you don't want this man around you, you don't want this man to come in your bar. You knew Noah was in that building, in the office. You could have screamed. Could be like, no, Noah, come out here. You're just like, oh, okay, come sit down. I'll make you one drink. She's allowing this man to touch her and raise her hand and everything. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, girl. But you're scared and you're worried, but you don't let this man touch up on you. And then she's also defending this man in today's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I think he's changed, and you know, it'll be good for him to get away, but I don't see him the way you guys see him. And then Noah's looking at her crazy too, like, what? Like, don't you forget what he's done? And she's like, oh, I didn't forget, but that person that I just saw right then, like, he's changed. Okay. So then why did you sit back all quiet when Nick was going off, when Noah was going off, and then Sharon kind of hopped in and out of the conversation too? Even Matt was looking at her and walked up to her. He's like, hey, you're being quiet. Like, what do you think about all of this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do agree with them, and maybe it might be best for you to get out of town, but to see the person that you are now, and she'd be flip-flopping too much. That's why I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that conversation on Friday's episode, she also said, like, I didn't know that what you were doing. I didn't know about the pharmaceutical stuff you were dealing with on the side. But didn't she tell Noah that she knew about it? I
I
think it was
thought
at
she talking
society.
about a while back.
Yes, like she knew about it and she didn't like it and she just let him do what he was doing. That's like so that's why I was saying like so she knew this whole time and she was just enjoying the benefits of it. And now she's saying like, oh, had no idea what you were doing. But then why did you bring up this stuff with your brother and like how you brought to him about how her brother was affected and Matt Clark was doing all this and he still kept doing what he was doing and you still saved that marriage.
Right.
That's a writer's flaw.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yep.
My
Go ahead.
my issue with Matt is that he's getting frustrated that some people aren't forgiving him, and it's like, you know what you did to these people. So if you're gonna stay in Genoa City, then leave them alone and mind your business. And don't stop asking for forgiveness. Like, you can't force somebody to forgive you when you've done the things that you've done. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. But you continuing to ask for it and then getting frustrated or mad when they don't, like, that's what I don't get about him. Like, how are you mad at them for not forgiving you? They don't have to forgive you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like Matt, you're a glutton for punishment. Why are you going to the same bar where you know these people are going to find a reason to come at you and complain about you? It's like there's other bars. You were just at GCAC.
Mm-hmm.
I would just stick to where you're liked at the very least. But why are you going directly to Noah's bar? So he kind of asked for it, but at the same time, you got Sienna is like, okay, I'll make you a drink and letting this man touch up on her. I'm like, what is this? But he's saying like, oh, I'm gonna leave town. Yeah, Victor's really gonna allow you to do that. Really.
Mm-hmm. uh
Got a whole ankle monitor.
well, then we got a little bit of a dissension because Noah and Nicholas, and I'm not going to even include Sharon in this, but Noah and Nicholas wants him gone, but Victor is like, no, I need him to do what I told him to do. So, I mean, and then he's like, well, listen, I don't want to be bothered with none of y'all. I'm finna leave town. So I'm curious. Obviously, tomorrow is very interesting. That that episode
Very,
because
very
Phyllis
interesting.
don't want him to leave. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering, when he was talking about last week whether he was leaving town or not. I'm like, man, is Roger Horace leaving? I'm hoping not, but I mean, they really took a character with a very flawed background and is trying to redeem him overnight. And I think that's where it's hard to write it in the script because you got people like Nora and Sharon who is like adamant against it, and then you got the fans who's like, I don't know if I could flip the
Rock
switch in
with
my
this.
head with this guy. So,
Yeah.
And the worst, not the worst part, but the thing about it is, it's not like they brought him back and he had just spent, a couple of decades actually working on himself, getting some intense therapy, like doing things to kind of, I guess, repent for the stuff that he had done before. They brought him back and he was trying to unalive people. So I don't understand why soap writers keep making that same mistake where they bring a villain onto the show, they have them do some heinous stuff, and then they want to redeem them. And it's like, you have the opportunity to actually bring him back and give him a redemption without continuously reminding us that he's a horrible human being. But they remind us that he's a horrible human being like every 5 minutes, and then they also want to redeem him. And it's like, it's not, it don't work like that.
didn't you say the same thing? Who was that? Either you or Bree talking about Remy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you guys keep repeating the same thing. So are we supposed to move on and move forward and forget about it or what? And it's not to say that it doesn't happen, And I keep bringing up Michael, but Michael had the very checkered past and the stuff that he did to Christine, like, and he got a whole redemption. And they can turn him to a lapdog now, but still, he got a whole redemption. He got a wife out of it, at least, and a kid. So if they keep bringing up this stuff with Matt Clark, it kind of creates like this little cringe thing for me, because especially at the Tomorrow's episode, ooh, I mean, I love the chemistry that Roger and Michelle have on screen with these two characters,
Mm-hmm.
but they keep reiterating his past and what he's done, and it's like, do I really want this for Phyllis? And even Nick in Tomorrow's episode, like, nobody needs to be with Matt Clark. I wouldn't wish that on Phyllis either. I was like, okay. So I need for the writers to pick a direction, like, stop bringing it up. Like, they keep bringing it up ad nauseum. Same thing with the Remy stuff too. And like, at least allow the characters to move forward so we can, associate them with other characters on screen, and just move things along at the very least.
Yeah.
I feel like it's even, well, for me anyway. It's too late for Matt Clark for me, because it was just last month or a couple months ago where he did the last heinous thing he did before he forgot who he was. And it's like the redemption part of it, the redemption story for me when it comes to him went out the window the moment we found out he tried to unalive Noah. Like, you brought him back as an attempted unaliver. So I don't know. For me, it's never going to work.
Gotcha. Go
You
ahead.
know what's funny is Nick saying, like, oh, I'm going to get rid of Matt Clark for good. I'm like, sir, last I checked, didn't you have like a broken leg
Right.
for making the
And he's
attempt?
still trying to deal with his addiction.
Courtesy of Matt Clark, and then weren't you, Sharon, and Noah trapped in like a basement or something because of Matt Clark? I mean, these are very failed attempts, and let's not forget the amount of times that Noah called himself trying to put his cape on to try to save Sienna and save his family. Him always getting knocked out in the back of his head. I don't know how the knots that boy got in his back of his head by now. But I'm like, it's just comical. I'm going to stop Matt Clark. Whatever. Matt Clark comes back into town, and the first thing he does is deck. No, I mean, I'm like, just stop. Let Victor handle it at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. So we had that one. We had Kyle visiting Patty. Kyle threatened Victor. Well, we did see that. What he come up in there, and Victor just looked at him like, "Man, if you don't get up at my house."
Right. I'm like, why are you letting this man know I'm coming for you? Why don't you do what he does and just, blindside him? Strategize and blindside. That's he's showing you the playbook, and nobody wants to listen or wants to look at it.
Girl.
Like, at least it worked for Phyllis for a certain period of time, and that's why he respected her. But
Yeah. I mean, it's just dumb. Everybody always want to come and make an announcement that I'm coming for you. And it's like, why don't you just do a sneak attack or go strategize and then do what you need to do? Why would you tell the Victor, out of all people, who always tend to stay 10 steps ahead, that you're coming for him? Why would you want to put yourself on notice or put him on notice about you?
right, so he can keep tabs on you, because Victor loved to use his money. He
Girl.
loved to hire private investigators and plant, microphones, and get people out of jail and everything. He don't care. He loses his money.
Oh,
But
man.
I would never let my enemy know, oh, I'm coming for you.
Right.
Like, okay. This is why I don't understand, like, when you got people like Nate and Devon and everybody else who just kiss this man's ring and glorify him, and in the same breath try to talk smack about him, like, but you guys glorify everything that he does.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody can stand up to this man. That's why you guys kiss the ring.
Mm-hmm. Girl, just stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Just stupid. All right. Let's see. And I think.
Then we had the Devon and Lily and Nate and Holden.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel for Devon. I actually, like, everything that happened with his son, I feel for him. And that's mentally, like, especially as a man, that happened within your household, that would kind of mess you up. And then you got this stuff going on within his marriage that's also messing him up, because Abby kind of talked about it with Jack, I believe, also this week, if I'm not mistaken. But the fact that, like, Holden just found out that was his sister. He'd been looking and waiting to try to get a job, and you want to dictate how this man should move and operate.
Right.
And then you got Nate saying, like, oh, can you trust him? I'm like, sir, you're the same person who blindsided your own family for your own advantage, and they welcomed you back. So, and let's not forget the amount of times that you done slept with Devon's women too. So, please stop with this holier than thou attitude. I do not like that. And I wish Lily would just check them both a little bit more, saying, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do, and here's how I have to deal with it. No, you need to check them, because that's still Holden's your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Same way Devon is your brother. Keep them both in line, keep them both in check.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I mean, because obviously Victor is. He already talking about taking that company. I think we kind of talked about that on voice chat last week.
Yeah.
About how he was like, being that Billy is possibly going to be working there, now he going to go after Chancellor. I'm like, that was quick. You gave it to her, and now you want to take it.
I knew it. I called it. I knew it. He don't ever do anything for the goodness out of his heart. That's why Phyllis better watch her back too. Make sure all the legalities, something. Make sure that there's no AI software either, because he was just more than willing to give that to Phyllis.
Right.
So after all that stuff that Lily did to try to get Chancellor, he going backslide on his word. I'm like, this is what you get for trusting Victor. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, like, with Nate having a conversation with Lily, you don't trust Holden, but you trust Victor.
Right.
Make that make sense.
Yeah, Mr. Newman.
Mr. Newman.
Girl. Anyway. All right, Keish, did you have anything on that one or no?
No.
Okay. All right. I think that's everything on that one, right? On Y&R?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
All the sweeps worthy material.
All right, so this is where everybody, like I said at the beginning of the chat, and that includes us, give a grade on what your thoughts were, and because sweeps ends today or tomorrow. And by the way, Keish, isn't your birthday tomorrow?
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm. I didn't forget. Everybody wish Keisha happy birthday tomorrow. I know we're not going to be back on till Monday, so I wanted to make sure I remember that. I'm like, Keisha's birthday is tomorrow. She all quiet, ain't saying nothing.
Happy birthday. You got plans?
Well, I went to DC this past weekend. But my best friend, whose birthday is also this month, a week after mine is going to be here this weekend, so we're going to figure out something to do.
Okay, so y'all gonna go somewhere this coming weekend. What is that? What is that? The 26th,
Yeah,
27th, I
yeah,
think.
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Well, again, enjoy your birthday. Hey, we be cheer. We be what we be Lord. We normally give birthday credence on this channel. You know, whether it's mine, whether it's Breeze, whether it's Keish, yours, and I know J Money is in September, and I think Trish is in December.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, girl, enjoy your birthday. How does it feel to turn 21 again?
Oh, don't I wish? But thank you. I appreciate the birthday wishes.
All right, all right. Okay, so you guys, I do see some of the comments in the chat for the grade for the sweeps because sweeps either in today or tomorrow. I forgot. I know it's early part of this week. So I do say y'all giving out grades for bold. We're not there yet. We're talking about Young and the Restless. So Keita gave a D. Um, Melissa gave Y&R an F.
Ooh, goodness.
Yeah, she ain't hold. She's like, listen, I'm just gonna put it out there. Y'all failed.
All right. Tell us how you really feel.
Say it with your chest, Melissa. All right. Put your grades in, you guys. I know I kind of cut off that whole thing. We had to give Keish her birthday wishes, but put y'all grades in for Y&R. We're gonna individually do the other soap. So at the end of us recapping Bold, we'll ask for it then, and then also for Beyond the Gates. Okay. So Gail did a D minus. Aisha did a C. But Deborah said a very weak C.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn says a D. Cheryl Hines gave it an F minus.
Low
Gosh.
failing?
Below F minus. Cynthia Chain gave it a C. All right. Anybody else? And then did y'all put y'all grades in there?
Um, so I'm gonna give it.
I put mine in the chat. I gave a C minus.
I'm going to give it a D. It's
Ooh.
a solid D for these dumb plot points that make no sense.
Okay. Gotcha. What you got, Keish?
I got a D minus.
Oh, a D minus. Yeah, hey, I could see where you coming from because there's sometimes where you was like, I can't even get into it enough to even watch it.
Yeah.
So, I understand. Yeah, I gave it a C minus. Um, I didn't really. I know that the whole Patty thing with the needle in the neck and Nikki's eyes blindness, even though Melody is doing a good job with that, especially with the counting 1 2 3 4 5. I thought she's really, but I just don't think it was enough to have you like, oh, I can't wait to watch Y&R.
Right.
It didn't give me that extra oomph to say, yeah, I can't wait to see the next episode. You know what I mean? Like Bold, I'm looking at the clock like, dang, it's almost 12:30. I can't miss it.
No, I'm not even there with them either.
Oh, okay. All right, Keish, girl, you a tough
Bold,
critic.
Bold and Y&R both have just for the last several months. Y&R has been a lot longer than that, but yeah,
Okay.
BTG has really been the only show that I've actually looked forward
Okay.
to watching.
All right, so Mary Gracie gave it a C. Love, Peace, Light, because I want to make sure I mention everybody. Got a C minus. CC gave a C. Jacqueline McCullough gave it a C as well. So I haven't seen one A or B with Y&R.
and they don't deserve it.
So, writers, if you are listening to our lovely chat, you getting a consensus of what we're thinking over, what we saw over the sweeps. David Hall said, "It's only one eye. Why is Nikki wearing two eye patches?"
That's a good patience. He paid attention to all those details. I was like, that's good. I didn't even think about that.
It's not both her eyes.
No, they had it was around. It was optic nerve on one of her eyes. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then Javon said that they couldn't make it past Wednesday's episode. It's that bad. Okay, girl.
Yeah, yeah. It's been very confusing. Did we talk about the Emmy stuff?
Let me think.
The supporting nomination.
Okay, so we really didn't. So we'll break it up in different pieces. So let's deal with Y&R right now. So the Emmy nominations came out what was that, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Last Tuesday, which was the 14th. So it came out last Tuesday, and we saw, I think, Michelle Stafford got a nomination. Who else? I do remember that.
Sean Dominic, who plays Nate.
Nate, he got a nomination. Okay.
Christian LeBlanc, who plays Michael, got a
And
nomination.
then Eric Braden got a nomination too.
And I believe Michael Grosity also got a nomination.
Yeah. So, and there was a lot of questions across social media about the male actor category because it did not have a Beyond the Gates nominee in that category. There were folks that thought that maybe Clifton should have got in there, or the guy that plays Bill Hamilton should have got in there.
But at least he got supporting.
He got supporting, yes. So they did push him to the supporting category, which was good. But my question is let's see, I got to tread lightly.
Well, how about this? So Michael Fairman, he did an interview with majority of the nominees.
Okay.
Christian LeBlanc is in the very first hour, and he said he submitted the scenes where he had an argument with Victor about Aunt Jordan and him saving him, and Victor feeling betrayed by Michael doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Gotcha.
That came out of the man's own mouth. He said it. Michael Fairman did a 3-hour interview. I had to break it up because I wanted to hear what everyone submitted. And in Sean Dominic, I wasn't sure at first, but I get it now. So the scenes that he submitted about his brother's passing, and then the scenes where he and Audra were breaking up were very emotional, and the stuff with Amy, that made sense. I get that. And I think Victor and Christian LeBlanc sent the same scenes and got their nominations.
Oh, that's right. Cameron Grimes did get a nomination too.
I mean, lady was on maybe 4 episodes.
Yeah, she really didn't get any spotlight of a storyline until 2026 with the whole kidnapping, which was in February sweeps of this year. We saw her once every other month last year. Now I guess there was some scenes with Ian last year, where she had that whole conversation back and forth across the tape. Maybe that's what was submitted. I don't know.
And speaking of Ian, Ray Wise, who plays Ian, got a nomination.
Yep. So, oh yeah, that's right. Beth Maitland got a nomination too.
Yeah, for the stuff with Martin Laurent. That I knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle got nominated for the stuff with Martin Laurent, and her kind of try to, she was spazzing out after the fact, before she got into the arabesque stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. So I was very confused, and there's no shade to the Christian LeBlanc one, but you know,
Yeah,
is
I
what it
wasn't
is.
sure about that one. And yes, Roger Horwath also got nominated as well.
I was surprised, but happy, very elated. He keep them nominations coming because this man is very entertaining. I
That
loved every
man
bit of
is, yeah, I wish there was a way that I'm trying to just see it. Hey, this is soaps and lean into it, but it's hard. I mean, that character has so much bad history. I mean, but again, so does Sheila Carter. So,
My only question with Christian LeBlanc's nomination was it being in the lead category.
yeah.
Like that's what didn't make sense to me. Supporting, I could get with that, but lead, it's like, I feel like there's more male, or there would have been other males on that show that would have been better suited in the lead category than him. I think he should have got supporting at best.
I got you. That
In
now
my
that would
opinion.
have made sense.
Yeah.
That would have made sense. Because I mean, we only saw him bailing out Victor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or in a position where he looked, I'm sorry, and we talked about this all over the past year. He looked pathetic when it came to how he was kissing the ring, so much so that he would overlook what his wife was telling him.
that
But
man was
also,
kissing the ring.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was kissing the ring, polishing the ring, every chance he get. The wants to lay up in the ring, everything. That's all I remember from his scenes.
Yeah, because he always got the Simp Olympic awards from us.
And for me, it's not even that. It's not really the role that they have him playing as far as him being Victor's lapdog, because it is what it is. It's just I didn't feel like he did anything last year that was different than what he normally does. Like he's a great actor, but there wasn't any material last year that was different than the material that he had the previous years. There was nothing that stood out. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there were better options for lead and YNR than what he did. Nothing against him, just like material wise, it was the same thing from. It's been the same thing from him for years now, and including the fact that he's barely on screen, or it feels like he's not on screen that often. And it just, I don't know. I feel like they could have, there was a different pick for that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I would have even, Michael Mueller,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he had more material to work with to be nominated in a lead category than Christian LeBlanc did.
Yeah. That made perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
We got what we got.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I thought the funniest part for me was the fact that YNR didn't get a nomination for writing. That was the funniest part.
That's what they get.
It makes sense.
Did they get a nomination for best daytime drama?
Yes.
Okay. Did Bo get in there?
No.
I didn't think. Okay, I knew it was one or the other didn't get in there.
Bo got writing, and YNR didn't. YNR got
Daytime drama.
best drama, and they didn't. Bo didn't.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Speaking of, let's dive into bold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so on 1 second. Let me pull up this good stuff. All right, so we had the situation with Daphne finding out that she has premature menopause. We had this whole thing, which is just so irritating to watch, with a woman that wants to be with him, but he wants to chase the one that really don't. Will.
Yeah.
Will, Electra, that whole drama, and RJ, and we also had Sheila trying to talk Finn into talking to Steph, which we did see a conversation with Steph and Finn in regards to, letting Sheila back and let Sheila into their lives. And then this whole impending fashion show for Forrester now. So.
Yeah, that amounted to nothing. Spoiler alert, when you saw those ugly clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where do y'all want to start? So should we start with the kids or should we start with Daph and Carter?
We can start with that.
Okay.
Because I think that was like a couple of episodes. It was good to see Lee again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was very unfortunate, and I feel like it's not the end of the world, because I understand you want to give him a biological child, but if you both have the desire to be parents, there's other ways around it. And adoption is one of them. That's why I wish Zende was also incorporated with this episode, because he could, Zende and Finn, because they both were adopted, could kind of like encourage that, and that could have been, a new storyline. But I wasn't expecting this to happen to Daphne. I think Keith said there's something was going to happen where she wasn't able to have kids. I wasn't expecting the premature menopause storyline.
Well,
But
it kind of still gives her, which I honestly believe that she's probably gonna pop pregnant.
me too.
The premature menopause means that obviously her egg count is low. She's not at zero though, and so there's a chance that whatever remaining eggs that she do have, maybe there's an opportunity. So I think this is a situation where they're going to get this hit first, and then possibly, unexpectedly, she's going to be like, oh my God, I don't feel good. Let me take a test. Or, I missed my monthly. Let me take a test. And then boom, oh my God, I'm pregnant. How did this happen? A miracle. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
I think the actress is going to be off screen when that happens, and then pop up pregnant.
Is she on recurring?
We don't really see her as often.
Yeah, we didn't really see her, but I mean, obviously they had their deciding storylines for this doggone sweeps month. But I mean, I still think that they could have had Daphne involved with the fragrance, but they put that in Electra's hands, didn't they?
Not the fragrance.
Not the fragrance. Okay. Gotcha.
But they didn't really make a big deal about the fragrance. It was this girl crying about her jewelry line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but with Daphne, I honestly think that she's going to be so sad, and woe is me, or whatever happens, or I hope she don't break up with Carter. They can't let this man be happy for nothing.
I know I'm hoping that what your theory is what's going to actually happen, because it's been years of Carter just being hit left and right in the jaw with failed relationships and heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he got past that wedding. He's actually been married for several months now. Let this man have a family, please. Like,
Right.
that's all he's talked about I believe since Quinn.
Right.
Is how he's wanted a family of his own, and he wants to be a dad, and it's like, yeah, y'all got to give Carter something.
Mm-hmm.
So I am hoping that she's just surprised with the pregnancy
Right.
line.
You
Because this
know.
isn't fair. I feel bad for Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Daphne too. Don't get me wrong, but just because Carter is the character that we've been with for
Oh, a
over a
while.
decade now, and we know that this is
Mm-hmm.
something that he's been wanting. So
Mhm.
I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah. Yep. So, go ahead. What you about to say? Something, Bree?
Um, I was gonna say they're incorporating Steffi in the storyline for a reason, and the fact that she was like, because she went to her mom about the stuff that was going on with Daphne and Carter, and like how he's always wanted children, and this would be very heartbreaking for him. I wonder if we're slowly putting Steffi and Carter together now. That's why I was saying, like, she's beside herself. She can't give, talking about Daphne. Daphne's beside herself. She can't give the biological child to Carter. I think that she probably is going to leave off screen because as of right now, what other storyline is she incorporated with? I mean, they threw her into the kitty stuff with Ivy and the Electra and them. Now that it's over, we barely see her on screen. We barely see the pregnancy journey. And I think last week or 2 weeks ago we saw her for like a little bit for that the launch, or like when they were watching the Logan launch or something.
Mhm.
And that was it. So I don't know if she's on reoccurring, but it would make more sense for her to pop up off screen and then to pop back on pregnant by November sweeps.
Okay. I guess we'll have to see if it's gonna go your way, Bree.
Well, not my way.
Well, I
I'm
mean
like,
that's your
I want him to be
subject.
happy.
No, no, I'm talking about not like your way, but
Yeah,
your suggestion,
my prediction.
prediction, a speculation, or whatever. You know.
Oh yeah, like I would give Carter children too if I could. Like I had, like it took him. He had to be off of the simp list for like a good 6 months, and now he's back on my good list.
Mhm.
Like very proud of him. But like, yeah, I would love for him to have a happy ending. I would love for him to have like a real family on the show, and something that doesn't involve the Foresters necessarily. But
That's the main thing. Is it needs to be a non-Forrester, non-Logan, non-Spencer child, because they got too many kids on that show that are related.
And I
yeah,
see some people like Cheryl Hines in the chat saying, you know, what about a surrogate? And so she was actually suggesting Steffi be a surrogate, but I don't know.
Well, I don't think it did it say that she can't. It didn't say that she couldn't carry. It's just she doesn't have a lot
She
of
can't conceive. Well, the chances of
eggs.
conception is low.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, that's where
yeah,
in vitro I would think which should be an option because they can go in and harvest whatever her eggs that she have left and fertilize them that way and put them back.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
instead of saying, "Oh, you know, you're going through menopause." Okay, all menopause means is that you probably at the tail end of your, you know, where you the eggs that you were born with at birth, you only got a couple left or a few left. And especially at her age, I don't know what how old is Daphne projecting to be?
I would say late 30s, early 40s,
Okay, then
because
that's not
Carter's in his mid
premature then.
40s.
I think she's supposed to be in her like late mid to late 30s,
Okay.
because with how they were, they seemed to be very shocked. And Carter said, "You're way too young for that." But I'm guessing she's around the same age as Steffi, and I'm pretty sure Steffi's supposed to be in her late 30s.
Okay, cuz I mean, peri, perimenopause is usually where it starts, which can start in your late 30s and early 40s. So, um, that's why I was wondering why they call it premature, and that's why I'm like, well, how old is she supposed to be? Is she like 31, 32?
Yeah,
Now,
I
I
can
could
see.
see that being early.
Yeah, but if she's like been friends with Steffi on and off for years, I would assume mid to. That's what I'm saying. Maybe late 30s at
Because you had
most.
technically, well, according to obstetrics and and gynecology specialists, you're a geriatric pregnancy at 35.
Mm-hmm.
So, or what they consider old pregnancy, based on, you know, the biological whatever, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I'm wondering when he said you're way too young. I'm like, okay, is she like 29, 30, 31? Because menopause usually, perimenopause, which is the beginning, usually starts in your very late 30s, early 40s. And then you go
But
through
she's having premature menopause, and that's different.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So how old is she? Is she like 30, supposedly?
She's probably in her 30s if there's that. To me, I think she, just from the way that they were talking, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like she's probably in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. Steffi did say that. Javon Atkins said Steffi said she froze her eggs. I'm like, why did they bring that part up? Is that how Steffi could be incorporated with all this?
mm, maybe.
Maybe they're gonna give us another Taylor Brooke situation where somebody's accidentally implanted with the wrong eggs.
Girl, do we need that all over again?
Absolutely not. That was the worst storyline ever. I hated that storyline so
Me
bad.
too.
It
That
was
made me
awful.
so sad for Taylor. I
Yeah.
hated that.
Okay, so I just read something. It says premature menopause is when menopause happens before the age of 40. So, if she
Okay.
is in her mid to late 30s, then yeah, that would be, considered premature menopause.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she
And I
could
feel
be
like,
like 35, 36, and then she is, yeah, in menopause.
yeah, but that's like you brought up before, there's in vitro, there's adoption, there's surrogacy, there's other options. I hope they explore options before, like I'm thinking she's going to just run off screen and
Mm-hmm.
then pop up pregnant.
Wait a minute. So Mad Hubala said Daphne is 37.
Okay. Be the same
It
age.
says Steffi is 39 technically on, well, the 39 and 37 is their ages, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still, I get what they're saying. It's so young, and she has, there's just options, but I don't think Brad Bell's not going to explore that. If anything, he likes to shoo characters away, and I think
Right.
this is going to be no different.
Yeah, they definitely could go through the in vitro. I mean, she's not out of the wood, like she's done. It's just
Right.
she's on the low end of her stock. And so, whatever she got left, they need to maybe do a little bit extra outside of the bedroom in order to, and then who knows, depending on how they write it, she might just pop pregnant.
Yep. But you know how Brad Bell loves to dust off all old storylines and
Right.
make them seem like they're brand new. That's why I feel like she's going to run off and then come back pregnant.
Yeah. Poor Carter.
I know. But I
Mm-hmm.
think Steffi's going to be the shoulder to cry on, and then she's going to cry on his shoulders too.
Yeah. Alrighty. We need to move it along. Let us talk about, I guess, the whole thing with Sheila Finn and Steph.
This
This
wash,
boy,
rinse, and repeat storyline.
I this this man did a whole 180 in comparison to today. Because all last week, or for those few days of last week, he's talking about, I love you. Yeah, I need to speak to Steffi about having you in my life, and calling her mom and like hugging her and say I forgive you in my heart and everything. And Steffi shut all that down. And then what did he do? What he always does, and just buckle.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even how he feels for real.
Nope.
What happened today is exactly what he get, because he never should have opened his mouth and said everything he said to Sheila before talking to Steffi. And he knew how Steffi felt. And he still stood there and said all the things that he said to Sheila. And the only reason, or the only way he should have done that, is if he was prepared to walk in that house, tell Steffi how he felt, and was prepared to leave her if she said no. Otherwise, what was the point?
Yeah.
And it was even reiterated with this divorce affair storyline how Steffi felt about Sheila. So I could see if maybe it had been a while and like nothing had really been happening or going on, and they hadn't talked about Sheila, in a long time, which they hadn't before this divorce storyline came up.
Mm-hmm.
But once this started, she literally reiterated how she felt about Sheila. So, what in your right mind made you think that you're going to go home and suddenly convince her otherwise? When you talked to her earlier that morning, along with Taylor, and you heard how she felt. And now, and like Bree said, he had to go back and backtrack. And not only did he have to backtrack, he acted like he was irritated that Sheila showed up to his office.
Yeah.
And it's like, you literally stood in there the day before, which just makes zero sense. And you called her mom, like Bree was saying, and you told her that you loved her. So why are you acting annoyed now?
Right. I
Like
feel bad.
it's one thing. He's going, whatever decision he makes, he's going to disappoint one of the women. He's either going to disappoint his wife by getting a divorce so he can explore a relationship with his mom, or he's going to disappoint his bio mom and continue to cut her out of his life so he can be with his wife. So whatever decision he's disappointing somebody. What pisses me off about him is I need him to own his own decision and stop saying it's because if it wasn't for so and so, or it's because of so and so. Like, no, you are choosing it. Stop putting it on your wife. Stop saying because of her. You don't have to. You don't have to do what she wants you to do. You can do what your mom wants you to do, but that's not what you want. So then you tell her it's not what you want.
Yeah, I agree with that part. Like, even in today's episode, Steffi wouldn't like that. Steffi has an issue with this. You need to stay out of our lives. Steffi is not having it. Be a man about it. Because right now you're lying to your wife. This is not how you feel for real. When he was speaking to Sheila, he was speaking for himself for the first time. Because any other time, he's laying in the cut and he's just quiet, letting Steffi drive the conversation. He's like, yeah, I agree. I'm going to protect you. And yeah, Sheila's not a part of our lives. But if this is how you genuinely feel, you are not doing yourself any favors if this is something you want to explore. And I'm like, why are you so scared of losing Steffi so badly?
Mm-hmm.
Steffi, like, you're a good looking dude. You got a great career. You like, if you want to go about your life on your own terms and make sure you're not walking on eggshells because you don't want to upset Steffi, then why don't you just make the decision to be honest with your wife and say, hey, I want to explore this, and it's either take it or leave it. Why are you putting all of the weight upon that girl? I agree with Keish with that. Be a man and actually say, this is my decision. This is what I want. For once, he
Okay.
put it on Steffi.
Well, he did actually campaign for Sheila on the Friday episode, which is what we saw when he was saying, I think it's time for us, I think she's changed, I think it's time for us to now start a letter. So he did say that to her. However, he came back, I mean, Steph came back and was like, you can't do this, we can't have them, no, I will not allow it, blah 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 blah. And he went back to his mama and said, well, Steffi put her foot down, she's standing her ground, which is the truth.
But
Because,
that's her. That's not him.
well, what do you
Either
mean?
way, though, he's picking somebody either way. So even if he picks Sheila, like maybe for a couple of months he'll be good, and he could end up resenting her because he's lost his wife behind trying to make his bio mom happy, trying to build a relationship with her, which honestly, she hasn't even done anything to earn that from you. She's brought nothing but chaos to your life. But it is what it is. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But just like he could resent Steffi, which he hasn't so far, he could resent her if he chose to go with her. So one way or the other, he's risking something. So it's not like um, if he goes and builds a relationship with his mom, he's just gonna go off and maybe live this happy life for the rest of his life. Like he's losing the love of his life too, and his family.
I mean, his kids are going to be his kids, whether he's with Steffi or not. But if this is how you feel after everything that Sheila's done, this is still how you feel. I think Steffi has the right to know about it. Sandra EJ9FI said, but can you ever blame Steffi? I don't blame Steffi for how she feels. She has every right to not want Sheila in her life. Absolutely. I just think that her husband is not being a man and saying like how he truly feels. I feel like he's putting on a facade just to keep her.
I mean, he told her Friday how he felt. He told her that he felt that, other than, now he did not admit to her that he was calling her mom, and he told her that he loved her. He didn't tell her that. And I think he should have told her that.
Yes.
But, I mean, he did admit to her that he believes that Sheila changed.
But did it seem like he was being a little bit more passive? Because like,
that was part of the promo last week, Bree. We was like, oh wow, he got a backbone. That was the first thing we said last weekend.
But he was,
which really, this isn't the first time that he's said that he believes Sheila's changed. He's told Steffi that before. So but, I mean, really, it comes down to him. It comes down to him having to make a choice. Like, that's what it is. He makes a choice one way or the other. And if he feels like his marriage and being with his family is more important, then it is what it is. That's a choice that he's making.
Yeah.
It's like it's not wrong if he picks the other way.
Yeah, he's caught in the middle of his emotions because part of him wants to connect with his birth mom after everything that's happened, and at the same time he don't want to lose his marriage. Mm-hmm. And so picking either side is going to be painful for him. It might not be painful to anybody else, but it looked like it's going to be an issue for him. And at this point, I guess one weighs heavier than the other, which is picking Steffi. I guess the problem that I have with that is that, and we keep saying he should say how he really feels about Sheila, but he already know his wife don't want to hear that. She don't want to hear it. And so that's I'm not saying that Steph has to accept any of this, But at least allow your husband to express how he feel about what's going on inside of him. You got to have a safe space for him to
Yeah.
put it out there on the table. And then even if you disagree, then y'all process it from that point first. But at least allow him to say, this is what I'm feeling. I understand what has happened, but I have this innate connection that I want or trying to figure out and understand with my birth mom. I know you don't like it. I know you don't understand it. I'm trying to understand it, but I need to talk to somebody about this. And I'm hoping you, as my wife, as much as you hate this woman, I'm supposed to be able to have the tough conversations with you. And we
Yeah.
figure it out from there. But
Yeah.
that's why he hasn't been able to really truly express himself, because Steffi shuts him down on that. She don't want to hear it. You can't. We won't. I won't allow it. No way. I don't want to hear it. Stay. And so he like, okay, fine. Then what I'm going to do with all this emotion that I'm dealing with?
Yeah.
Now they could. I mean, here's the thing about soaps, but they don't have enough characters. If he was a cheating man, he would talk to another nurse or somebody at that job who will listen to him, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be a different story. But this ain't what we have with Finn.
I would also need them to start writing it that way, though, because
Mm-hmm.
we've seen Finn be just fine without Sheila in his life.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't portrayed him as struggling with anything or struggling to um, stay away from her or struggling with wanting to get to know her. And as a matter of fact, last year he said that his connection with Sheila was gone. And this is like the writing when it comes to him, and when it comes to him um, in regards to Sheila, is always all over the place because they just use it for the plot. Because for a year he was like, I can't explain it. I don't know why I have this connection to Sheila. After this woman has tried to unalive him and his wife, suddenly he has a connection to her that he can't explain, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to, I guess, deal with it. And then after almost a year, out of nowhere, when they hadn't even talked about Sheila, suddenly the connection is gone, and he's like, "Oh no, I've I've been past that. I'm over that now, and everything is all good." And now we're back to I have this connection to Sheila, and it's like we literally haven't seen this man struggling with the connection to Sheila. It's only brought up when they come back around to Sheila wanting to have asking Finn for a place in his life. And and let's get into the way that Sheila does this too. Because the woman is pressuring him.
Mm-hmm.
She is straight up pressuring him to talk to Steffi, to convince her, because she needs him and she needs Hayes because she's alone now. She went to his office that morning, and then later on in the day she calls him and asks him, "So have you talked to her yet? I really need you to do this. I need you to convince her." And then the next day she shows up to his office again. "I really need you to convince Steffi. I need this. I need that." And to me, if somebody loved their child as much as Sheila claims that she loves him, she wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be in his face every 5 minutes pressuring him to convince his wife that she's changed. You would understand, and you would give him space, that if that's what he wanted to do, that he would do it. But she doesn't do that. It, like, literally less than 24 hours, you called this man and you show back up to his job asking him about this same thing. Like, you're not even giving him time to do it.
Oh, Fedora and Aisha, thank you for pointing this out. I almost forgot about this. Lee's reaction when Finn talked to Lee. I'm like, I thought this was your bestie. Having lunches and meeting up, and
Mm-hmm.
now she's saying like, oh, don't mess up your marriage. Like don't do it for Sheila. Really?
That's why making them besties never made
daughter
sense.
and keeping the secrets and everything together, and then she decided to do a flip.
I don't think she
I thought,
flipped. I just think that she automatically know how Steffi is, and she know that it's better to be with his family. I don't think that she technically is just turned on Sheila. I don't, you know, I just think she sees this as, look, hey, you got your kid there. It's cheaper to keep her. You don't need no
mm,
issues with messing that up over there. I don't think it's a situation where it's like, oh yeah. Now see, old Lee would have been like, oh my God, stay away from her. She's crazy. Da 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 da. It was just basically like, you know what? Keep your family together, because you know Steffi ain't gonna want this. It it's a brick wall when it comes to her. So just stay over there. I know what you might be feeling over here, but just keep your family intact. I think that's what that was.
and then she's being very fake and phony. Because why are you not telling your son that you've been spending time and hanging out with Sheila, and that you don't feel any threat towards Sheila? And that's the other part too. Even with Taylor, even Taylor saying, "Hey, that Sheila's, we don't have to worry about Sheila." Everyone around Steffi, except for Ridge, is like, Sheila's changed. Sheila's done this. Sheila's done that. Lee is included with that, but she's not voicing that to her son. And but I think that the bigger issue for me is, regardless, if this is how Finn feels, he needed to have an open space to express that,
Mm-hmm.
and let Steffi get all her feelings out, and then make sure everything's out on the table, and then deal with it. But he decided to backpedal just to keep his wife, which I understand. Like, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. But, like, I don't think that's fair to his wife, though. That this is, you're harboring like feelings like
It's
this
not
inside.
fair
I'm like,
to
what?
the marriage itself. I mean, he's not
Yeah,
being 100% honest with himself. He's not being 100% honest with Steph. Steph is not giving him the space to really tell what's going on with him. And so this is the conundrum that they're in right now. In the meantime, Sheila's on the back end pushing for a relationship.
and I understand she's trying to fill that void where, Deacon used to be, because she really wasn't going as hard as she was, because Deacon was keeping her occupied and keeping her employed. But maybe she needs to get a job or something to try to occupy her time. But I agree, like 24 hours later, Sheila, why are you popping back up? But she has an obsessive nature. But yeah, I didn't like the fact that he backpedaled, and it was making it seem like she was annoying him, and like, how dare you come? And this was not how you were the day before.
I think the man is irritated, because I mean, when you got that type of, and we're only speaking with right now because I know they've been back and forth with the inconsistency of this connection and not a connection, and he's fine and not fine. But what we dealing with right now, he's irritated at this point. And when you get into a level of frustration, it's like, look, just leave me alone. I can't get nowhere with my wife. I want this connection with you. You also want this connection with me, and it's just so much to deal with. And I look, just leave. I can't do nothing with my wife. I'm just gonna stick with that. I just think it's frustration, because I mean, he said a lot last week, and for that just to go out the window, I don't think it's there. I just think that he's really frustrated right now, and that's what happens when you got a bunch of emotions that you don't know where to deal with them or where to put them.
Mm. Yeah, and if only he had a legitimate therapist to go to.
Taylor. But Taylor ain't
A
gonna want to talk about that. Taylor's so far up with Deacon. She ain't thinking about that right
legitimate,
now.
a legitimate
A
therapist.
legitimate therapy. She's silly. A legitimate, and like Cheryl says, Cheryl says Sheila need to find a new love connection. That's the same thing Deacon say. Deacon
No,
said,
Sheila needs help. She needs to stop looking to other people to make her happy, and
well,
that's what her
Victor
problem
needs
is.
help too, but he ain't getting none. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Sheila's whole issue is that she looks for other people to make her happy,
And
and
validate her.
that's why she's back at this point with Finn, because now she doesn't have Deacon to occupy her time and space with her. So now she's using Finn for that reason.
Who is that? Javon Atkinson says Sheila and Lee need to take a senior dating cruise and find love interests. You know, one like those what they call those speed dating things like that.
Hmm. She
Mm-hmm.
need to go after Eric, to be honest.
Who?
Who?
Lee?
Lee.
Oh
Oh
yeah, Lee. That look, y'all know that's been my dream for Lee for a while.
man, Eric he needs some help too with taking accountability. That man lost his mind on the
And that's where
Lee
that's where Lee would be good at. She would be good at that.
and straighten him out. She sure would.
Oh, I don't know. That man, ugh, he gets on my nerves. I'm
She
so
is exactly,
She said, ugh.
she is
cause
exactly
he's
the kind
another.
of
He's
woman he
pathetic.
needs.
Eric, the character, is pathetic.
Lee would get him together real quick.
Okay. It's like, no, you're not stepping out. You're not doing this. She wouldn't be worried about Donna. Like, you can hide the mini skirts, them pickleballs. No, you're not gonna see him. No, she would fight for her man.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Lee?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What? You think so,
She would back. Look, she's not gonna be worried about a Logan. Nothing.
huh?
The way that Lee kind of is like a mini Stephanie, with the way that she just doesn't put up with nonsense. She's gonna call it like she sees it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more so what Eric needs, because Donna's been letting this man get away with everything. This is why they're in the mess they're in right now. With him just talking on camera, just talking on this.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, where is his wife at to get him together?
All right, we gotta talk about these kids. So
He's
once again, I think it's coming off of the previous week where we had Eric trying to. Well, no, that was last week. Eric telling Electra to stay away from Will, and Ridge telling Electra to stay away from Will. And Will, I gotta say, his parents are holding him accountable. Don't be going around hitting on people, stuff like that. Whereas RJ, they just figure that he's the victim all the time, and he's the mess. The person that's actually starting mess.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually surprised that Bill gave Will the advice that he did. I thought he was going to go over there and kind of pat him on the back and
Say, way to go,
I don't know. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
probably did, Offspring.
I mean, he showed that he had a little pride in what he did, but he did tell him like that's not the way you saw things. But yeah, he did show a little bit of gave him a little bit of a way to go.
Mm-hmm. But at least they telling him not to do it. Whereas RJ is always the instigator, and Ridge makes him the victim. And it's like, you just can't go and show up at somebody's house and insert yourself in the middle of something that ain't got nothing to do with you, and they tell you to leave, and you get up in their face talking about their daddy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm okay with Will punching him multiple times, but Ridge, where were you to tell your son, no, don't go over there?
Right. I agree.
You were on Will Spencer's property, in his house, in his face. Electra didn't call you. He did that all on his own. And then they want to say how horrible Will is. It's like, your son is messy.
And he get it from his mama.
His mama and his daddy. His daddy messy too.
Yep.
And
Sure.
you know
They
what? Here's the
sure.
crazy thing is that they so mad about talking about somebody hurting somebody. Brooke went over there, not only slapped Katie but destroying property.
Yeah.
Ridge turned around and punched Bill in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, so how y'all gonna sit up there and tell them about, oh, that they're mean, horrible monsters and Will is this and he's dangerous when you guys been laying hands on people and tearing up property?
And they're painting this boy to be very violent now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I
'Cause it's
don't
not
like that either.
They haven't. It's not like Will is just out here randomly yelling at people or putting his hands on people.
Mm-hmm.
He's being antagonized.
Yep.
Like RJ is literally antagonizing him in every interaction they've had. RJ has been a jerk.
Yep.
He was threatening to get him fired. He was hitting on Electra. He walked up in his house. Like those were the times that him and RJ had gotten in those fights. And it's like it's not like Will is just walking up to him and starting mess. RJ is actually antagonizing him. And like you said, T, nobody is acknowledging that.
Mm-mm.
They're all just jumping to, well, Will is violent. He needs help. He needs to get his anger under control. And nobody is saying to RJ, you need to mind your business.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And Electra likes all of this. Oh, she's just loving this attention.
Well, and
They
here's the.
spent,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, this girl been butthurt about the jewelry line and the Hope for the Future diamond and everything this whole week. Woe is me.
Here's the crazy thing, Bree, is that she has a high expectation for Will to tell her everything, do what I need you to do what I want you to do, and I expect this of you. However, when it comes to what he needs from her, it's no. It's like, dude, at what point are you going to stop chasing? She's the cause of half of the problems in your life right now. It's not technically the Forresters themselves, it's her. And you got Dylan over here saying, look, man, you don't deserve none of this. I mean, she's treating you like this, that, and the third, which I think is funny coming from her because she want to be friends with the same person.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, my thing is that part of what she's saying is right. It's like, listen, I totally understand what you're doing. I totally understand, you know, why you did what you did, and you had to keep the secret, and this is your family's business. This is your mom's company. This man wants to chase after a woman who clearly is because, I mean, just the fact that she threw the chain at him, she walked out with RJ, and you chasing after that? When you got Dylan over here, is like, listen, hey, we can do this. I understand. I'm cool. Let's go this way. And you just like, yeah, leave me alone. When he was at Bikini, didn't I tell you to leave me alone? I'm like, oh my God.
Just, and then going over to Eric's to practically
crash out.
Yes. Crying to this girl. For what? You haven't learned nothing out of this whole thing.
Nope. Nope. And nope. No, the darn thing, girl. I'm just like, this is crazy. You got a nice young lady who is, man, she's pretty. Even her friend was like, why don't you just go over there and, I mean, you know you want him. But at the same time, we'll have to want her back. And I hope that it doesn't get to the point, because obviously that scene is coming up this week with RJ, him, and Eric. You know, and because Will said, old man. It's like, okay, where's the lie? I mean, he is an older man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was trying to insult Eric, and I don't agree that it was enough for RJ to want to fight him over it. But he was being disrespectful for sure.
And very disrespectful to Eric in his house. Eric told you to leave. You gonna tell this man no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
that would never fly in my family.
I thought he was taking Electra with him, and he was like, she ain't going nowhere, cause he was about to leave, but he wanted to take Electra with him.
but even so, even if that was it, Electra has to want to go with you.
Well,
You're
she
not gonna say
does. She
I'm not
wants to
leaving
go.
without her.
Yeah, well, she want to go, but Eric is telling her, and the bridge is like it's either us or them. So they got
Yeah.
ultimatums on the table.
Now I don't agree with Eric like standing there telling Electra tell him he needs to get out, or trying to make it seem as if she has no choice. I don't agree with that, but I also didn't agree with the way Will handled it either. When that man told you to get out of his house, you should have got out of his house because that's his house, and he asked you to leave.
Yeah,
Well, he did
I
leave. He
agree.
tried to take Electra first, and then he left the house because he turned
It
around and
shouldn't have
looked at.
been no shouldn't have been no question or no hold on a second. I'm telling you to get out of my house. You need to get out of my house now. I don't care what you're trying to do. Electra lives here. If she wants to leave with you, fine. But she needs to leave with you as you're walking out as soon as I tell you to get out of my house. Is the thing. Like there's no I don't know. I didn't like the way he handled that. That was to me that was disrespectful.
Oh yeah, and it's like they're slowly like changing this character around because he used to be like this sweet, this cool guy. He was very much like Nick Newman in a lot of ways, but now it's like they're. I don't like the dark direction they're changing this boy to.
I just wish there was a better reason behind it. And they haven't
Yeah,
given us an actual reason for Will to start acting like this.
like I can see if they backtrack and say like, oh, he's crashing out because he hasn't really fully dealt with the stuff with Luna. Because remember, he had that conversation with Dylan about everything that he wasn't able to express to Electra, and he was bottling that up inside. And then all the stuff that Electra's kind of put him through. Maybe he's probably reached a boiling point and he's acting out. Like if they wrote that into dialogue, then maybe that might make more sense. But right now, it's just making this boy look so violent. And then they're also kind of painting it like, oh, Electra, you need to stay away because we don't know what he could do to you. I don't like that.
Yeah, because we've never seen him be physical with Electra, yell at her, or they've had arguments,
Right.
but it's never been to the point of where it looks like he's abusing her or anything like that.
Yeah, it was never a question.
I feel like we're going to paint that.
Yeah, but I don't understand Brad Bell's direction with that. Yes, and I don't know who this is. Madhubala dash
Madhu.
J-Lo at the very bottom.
Yeah, Madhu. He said call him Madhu.
Madhu, gotcha. Bold is ruining every character. Slowly but surely, Finn can't get his manhood. You got Will, who's turned into this violent character now. They're doing nothing really with Zende still. I mean, yeah, I don't see the direction Brad Bell wants to go in. And I listened to that interview too, and the way he comes up with these storylines, I'm like, it makes perfect sense. You just randomly just come up with stuff. No concept, no nothing. Oh, I'm in the shower and I'm thinking of storylines, or we're sitting in a parking lot and thinking of storylines. It shows. That came out their own man's mouth.
All right, we got to talk about what's going on in that CEO office. So,
No business decisions.
they're prepping for the couture line to drop. which the writing doesn't make sense because they put everything on hold and then they turn around and reinstate. Because remember, Electra was crashing out about her jewelry line, suspended at this point, and now it's back
Mhm.
because they decided by today's episode that okay, we're doing the fashion show. They decide to control the environment because they didn't want any questions about Logan with, from designers, buyers, or the media or reporters. So they had a live stream instead and one reporter that I'm assuming that they thought that they can control the situation, but Eric couldn't control himself.
And I want to point out something real quick. They were on hold for 48 hours.
Exactly.
2 days. Electra made a big deal about this, and it was literally 2 days.
Yep.
It was so stupid for them to do this live stream. Like you have a niche that caters towards like really rich and wealthy people. Like there needed to be an audience. Like with them ugly dresses, I would have easily turned off my computer. Why am I watching that? It was one ugly green dress to the other ugly green dress, and there was some blue mess.
It was something that was like a peach or not peach, pink or raspberry color.
Like
They
a
had a
fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
I like the little red jumpsuit. I thought the red jumpsuit was cute.
They had a red jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm. It was backwards.
I turned away at one point.
It was a little backless spaghetti striped jumpsuit.
And like the color scheme didn't make any sense. I'm like, is this for fall? Is this for spring 2027? I mean, even though we're in the middle of summer, I was really confused. And like everything is a moo like curtains or something. It just, I personally wouldn't wear it. Like Sophie's, would you guys wear anything that Eric created?
Well,
in the fashion show.
My thing is, it's almost like they decided to try to compete against Logan instead of doing what they normally do. Because we've seen showstoppers over the years, we've seen couture gowns, not jumpers and rumpers. We've seen couture gowns and things like that on the Forrester runway. And they came out with this. It was like, why don't you do what you normally do instead of trying to compete with a startup? Even Bill said this a week or so ago. Why are you so butthurt over a little startup like us? You've been in this, and we talked about this last week when you guys were saying, because I thought, I was going by the inception of the show, and y'all was like, no, in dialogue, they've been doing this for 50 years. Mm-hmm. So you got major fashion houses out here across Europe, especially, like Spain and Italy. And hey, Forrester International is out there too. Y'all went overseas many times with fashion shows. Why are you worried about Katie Logan's little company?
Yeah. And the stuff that he made for no, the stuff he made for Katie was way cuter. Like there was a couple of pieces I was like, okay, I would wear that. But everything I mean, if I were to give it a grade, that's an F. They failed with all that, and the models didn't want to wear this stuff. Like just walking all stiff, and they just looking mad and not happy or bubbly or anything. And I don't know, is that the what they were instructed to do? But this isn't anything I would personally wear myself.
Yeah, I just don't think it was them. It's almost like, I'm trying to think what is a very flashy brand, right? And then they come wearing something that's a little bit more. And I mean, some people have some brands. What you say?
Demure.
Who?
Like Branson is more demure, more
Oh,
simple,
demure.
more.
You said demure. I was trying to. I couldn't
Oh.
hear the word you said. Demure. Um.
Right.
Yeah. It just. It was not Forrester Designs. I mean, I don't care what Steffi was like. Oh my God, you knocked it out the park. I'm like, with what? What bat was he swinging? Cause that ain't it. That ain't what you guys
Mm-mm.
normally do. Your gowns don't normally look like that.
I'm gonna be honest though. I've never really liked any of the fashions they've had on this show, whether it was Eric or when it was Spectra or
Simon
whoever else was
Thomas.
on here. I've just it's always come off very like cheesy and outdated and cheap looking. Unfortunately, like here and there might be something cute, but um, more times than not, the fashions are not fashioning.
The fashion is not
Fashion
fashioning.
is fashion.
Oh my God. She said the
and
fashions are
then
not fashioning.
and then on top of that, Eric made a complete fool of himself.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
He just came clean about everything. He was like, Katie did this, like she stole our designs and she stole me, and
Well,
Hope was
that
all
woman
bananas.
triggered him because in the beginning he was like, "Look, I don't want to talk about that." But then once that she kept chipping away at him, that whole geyser blew.
Yeah, and he just went off, and I'm like, why did Rich and Steffi not step in? Like he was talking about like, oh, Will did this and Bill did that, and like they stole our designs, they did this, and I can't stand this, and
Girl,
I'm
that was a
like,
mess.
and this is the digital age where things are clipped and memes and it lives on the internet forever. That's why it was better for them to just have like set buyers, like a small limited amount of people come and view those ugly tacky designs. You let the whole internet see it, and then you made a whole fool of your own company. You founded that company and you couldn't keep it together. And where is this PR team that they kicked Katie to the curb for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is just a mess. And then you're giving Logan all this free publicity.
Yeah, it was just so interesting while you was talking. I just got a notification from Reddit that's entitled "Eric just made a fool out of himself."
Yeah, he really did. And
Because there, and I
I
said this in my voice note earlier this afternoon, is that there's no business acumen over there. I mean, you have some people, and like I mentioned in my voice note, you got people like Bill who understands business and money, and Victor Newman. As much as I'm not a huge fan because of some of the dirty deeds, but he understands business over somebody like Jack, Eric, and Ridge. And so, it's like who's running the business over there? Y'all already lost the trademark. You know, Carter just said that y'all losing money. I mean, Eric and Ridge are designers. Steffi has some business acumen, but she can't do it by herself. If
right.
her dad and her grandfather is just all over the place.
What if they really will start losing money and start selling their stuff in department stores, which is what Eric for decades had been so against? What if he costs his own company in order to try to make some money, sell in department stores now? I don't know
Yeah.
who's going to wear it, but what if they do that? Because I don't see what direction it can go from there. That's what I was saying earlier. Brooke need to go back to selling some panties again. Let her be a distraction again. It's work. Let her come out of retirement and go back to doing the Brooke Logan and sell some panties. That's Ridge's favorite thing to do. He didn't even want to be CEO anymore. He wanted to make panties for his wife. And Eric, all he wanted to do was design. The only person who really wanted to be CEO was Steffi. So something's got to change over at Forster Creations, because they all look a fool.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They
and the thing is, if they selected that one interviewer, most people within the business is able to select and pick and choose, like, hey, do not ask this question, do not ask us this, we want to focus specifically on this. And most media companies abide by that. But you just left it wide open for this lady to try to blindside you and get the scoop. And shout out to her. She did her job.
Yeah, she definitely did her job.
Yeah, but this was just a terrible look for Eric. I'm like, good Lord. See, this is what happens when you got a wife like Donna and not like Lee. Lee would not be doing it.
But I mean, listen, here's the thing. They saw the writing on the wall, because Steffi said, maybe we should, kind of ring him in. And Ridge was the idiot that said, oh, he got this. No, he ain't got this.
That's why Ridge needs to just stick to the designing part and none of the business management operations, none of that. Because Steffi will say something that makes sense, and she'll let her father talk her down or bulldoze her, and she won't push back against it. But Ridge always does that. And it's always some stupid decision that he makes.
Yeah, that was crazy, Keish, because there's no way when you see him going off the rails, y'all need to, y'all the co-CEOs, y'all need to go up there and say, hey, how about we get back on track? Somebody say something. Let's get back on track. We were talking about, the couture line and our launch, and did you have questions about the jewelry line and all this type of stuff? No, y'all just let him go. You let that man make a fool out of himself.
Yeah.
And it made them look bad, but then he gave free promotion to Logan.
Yeah.
Right.
And Bill loved every minute of it.
And I see, he owns a media company, he's a media mogul. This is right up his alley.
Yep.
So. He knows how people hang themselves, and this is exactly what Eric did. And goodness, I don't know what this is going to mean for Eric's character, but yeah, I can see why people were saying, like, oh, this company is about to lose money. I can see now.
They've been so careless over there. It's been riddled with so many scandals. Ridge back and forth between, Brooke and Taylor and all this other stuff. The coup happened last year. So much has happened. It's like, how do y'all keep the business on track? Because they can't even. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They've never made a good business decision. Do you know how many times they lost the company? It slipped out of their hands to other people, or for whatever reason. They don't know. They're not practicing any good business ethics. Nope. They're really not. And they're looking like fools next to a startup company.
Yep. I agree. All right. Did we cover everything?
Yeah, and Brooke is still on that wellness retreat for absolutely no reason.
I'm assuming probably.
She is so stressed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if KKL, that was her time off or something.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hilarious to me though that Brooke was just she's so distraught by her precious hope betraying her that she had to go on a wellness retreat.
Right.
That was just as funny as Hope passing out and have a panic attack because her mother for once actually held her accountable.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess when Brooke comes back, like the wellness retreat didn't do anything because she's coming back still angry.
Yep.
So,
But that's the thing. All of this is, it's a bunch of emotional, angry people. Why are you so mad that your sister got a company? Eric went over there
yeah.
on his own. Oh, Hope went over there on her own, and it's like, okay, so just say Hope and Eric didn't go over there. She's still mad that Katie decided to do this with her husband. Why? That has nothing to do
Because
with you.
because Rich hasn't offered her own company yet. She wants everything her sister has, pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, if you pull back all of the delusion of people being stolen, it's like, why are you mad?
And I'm like, you got your own money, Brooke. You can start your own thing. You could have done this decades ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you had Logan Designs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. When she had Logan Designs, she should have kept that trademark and have her own so she can be CEO, owner, founder, model, designer, everything. But anyway, she's coming back from the wellness retreat, still mad for no reason.
Right. Exactly. All right, we got to give our grades for bold.
Sweeps.
F.
Oop. Dang, girl.
It failed?
Everybody in the chat, drop your July sweeps grade for Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah, that's kind of right up my alley. I'm going to give it a B minus.
Okay.
I feel like when Hope made her debut and everybody had their face crack in that office, we see Brooke throwing stuff at the TV at Katie.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they got Forrester on pins and needles, like, even though I don't agree with those Hope's methods, I still don't. I feel like this was fairly a decent sweeps only for that. When it comes to like the Will and Electra stuff, that's where it would get an F for me.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's where that minus would come in. And then the stuff with Sheila and Finn, because I was living for that. I was like, finally, he said something.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like in comparison to YNR, this was a little bit better.
Gotcha. Okay, so we got a bunch of responses in the chat. Besides your B minus, I put a B up. Keish, what did you said F, right?
I said F.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Belinda says, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say I give it an F because of the way that they constructed this whole war between Logan and Forrester. It didn't make sense. The basis of it didn't make sense. Everything that Hope did leading up to the reveal of her line didn't make sense, and the way that the reasoning behind it that they gave Hope was because she's been mistreated at Forrester for years. So a bunch of stuff that never happened over the course of the history of this show is the reason for this Logan versus Forrester war. So that part was annoying, and it was like, I think I said this the week of that the Logan fashion show where I felt like that would have hit harder, where Hope walked out on that runway.
Mm-hmm.
Had had it been true that she was kind of, crapped on for years over at Forrester, like it would have felt more like, oh, Hope is finally sticking up for herself. Um, she's coming into her own at this line and at this new company, but it's like, no, Hope has literally gotten everything she's wanted, and she's only at Logan right now because she had to wait for a few weeks for her line. So to me, it just kind of took away from that. And then also the repeat of the Finn, Sheila, Steffi drama, like literally repeating itself again the exact same way. And it's like, we just need this to be over with. There needs to be a different resolution at the end of this, of where either she's accepted or somebody dies. Like, I don't know. But I'm tired of this repeat storyline.
Gotcha.
So that's why they're getting an F.
Okay. Alrighty, girly. Okay, let me see. Ooh. Okay, so Belinda got a C. Allison put in a C. Madhu put a B. Monique got a D. D T T T T.
That exactly.
Um. C minus for Lady Blue. Deborah has a D minus for Bold. Hold on, let me. Ooh, what happened? Okay. Cynthia Chain said B. Ron Julian says D. Crystal says D. Southern Belle says C. Roberts June 26 said F. Javon gave it a B. Cheryl Hines gave it a B. Jenna gave it a double F. And
I know that's right, Jenna.
Aisha gave it an A. And Brooklyn Raina gave it an F minus. And oh, by the way, Jenna said Y&R got a double F too. Miss V Young says U for unsatisfactory. Love Peace Light says a D minus, and I think that's everybody.
And then Sandra gave it a triple F. That's I mean, when you fail, they fail.
Oh
hard.
my gosh. I mean, I do look forward to watching it just to see what's on. It's like with Y&R, it's like, is this going to be a filler episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Bowl, I do, because look, we all come around in the group chat and we start chattering about it. So obviously, there's something that's keeping us engaged enough to have a conversation. We don't talk like that about Young and the Restless in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, we'll leave
occasionally.
Our watch it
right. We either talk about Bold or BTG.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yep. So.
But congrats to Scott Clifton and Lawrence St. Victor and.
Oh yeah, so we got the Emmy nominations for Bold. And Bree just
this is Lawrence. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, she mentioned two of those folks. Go ahead, Keish.
This is I believe his first acting nomination, and he's part of the writing crew that got nominated.
Oh, okay. So he got two bites at the apple.
Yeah, he sure did.
Who else got something for Bold?
Thorsten K.
In the lead category, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heather Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I think there was a guest performer. I can't remember who. But yeah, they had quite a few nominations.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one I was a little confused about was the Thorsten one, but this was, I guess he submitted the stuff regarding the Brooke and Taylor stuff and him trying to make a decision. Lauren submitted the stuff with Hope and the Valentine's Day where he had crushed like the diamond he gave her and his hand was bleeding and all that stuff.
Okay.
And then of course Scott, we knew he was going to get his nomination
For the
for the
tumor.
fake cancer tumor.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go over to. Dang, I can't believe we spent an hour and a half on Bold. Yeah, well, I can. Um, BTG. We got this underlying tension with Danny. We have the situation where Joey burned that letter. The release of the news from Naomi about the BRCA gene. We had Ted and what's that girl name?
Funny.
Yeah, there are some people on social media that is can't get into those two.
Yeah, there's
I
actually a
can
lot of
see it.
people that started to not like Shanice after she hooked. There's this whole big like roundabout weird hatred for Shanice because she hooked Nicole up with Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of got in the way of Nicole's thing with Carlton. So they've connected that to Shanice, and now they don't like her because of that.
They can get over themselves. That's how I feel. Like,
I just don't really. The chemistry is not like hot for me with those two. I just. I
I
don't
think they
know.
have to be chemistry. I mean, it's not like, oh man, amazing, but it's also not like negative chemistry like some of the characters have with
I
each
don't.
other.
I mean, I didn't. I usually like to like what I saw tomorrow, even though it's the two people that we, well, one of them, a lot of folks it's questionable about him, but that fire is just like, oh my god, just like Dylan has chemistry with anybody she comes in contact with.
Mm.
Um, I just don't. I can't pick up on any screen energy with those two for me. It's just like, okay.
yeah, I mean, it's a little dry.
Right. Kind of
I'm a
how like
different
y'all was saying about Carlton and
Carson and Nicole.
yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But I'm
I don't
just
like
saying, I'm using that as an example that sometimes you put folks together, the chemistry is just not there.
I mean,
it's
I
not
would say Shanice and Ted, they at least, show some emotion. Like, whereas Nicole and Carlson, they're extremely robotic with each other. How are you? Oh, I am great. Oh, how was everything with your patient? Oh, it was lovely. You want to go to dinner? Yeah, sure. That's the interaction I get with those two.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. Like, it's not like this. I need to see Shanice and Ted together kind of thing, but I don't mind seeing them together. Like they don't make me roll my eyes or bore me when they're on my screen.
So you don't roll your eyes, girl.
Yeah, they're cool. It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's whatever. I
I'm just
agree.
glad we got more scenes with Shanice.
Like we,
Yeah,
even
me
though
too.
it's jacked up with with Danny and Bill, but the chemistry is definitely there.
Well, yeah, and Carla literally has chemistry with anything that she talks to.
Yeah.
She can talk to a pole and make a great scene.
I just think that she got more chemistry with Bill than she do with Andre.
Mm, I think she's got good chemistry with both.
But I see more of it. But I mean, that girl.
I
Go ahead.
I
I
was
think
I was
for oh sorry.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, she has chemistry with Andre, but she has heat with Bill.
Exactly.
I
Hmm.
think maybe I see it differently because
You don't like
I
him,
don't like him. I don't like his history
right?
with him. Like, even in the scene today, like this man is literally showing you who he is, and that's what you want. Like you want a man who is disgusting to women. Like that whole conversation today was just a summary of the type of person that Bill is. And I don't know, I guess so knowing that about the character, it's like that have chemistry, but because his character is a disgusting human, I, I can't see I can't find the appeal in the two with the two of them in scenes together. Like it's hard for me to look past that kind of stuff with characters.
Yeah, I mean, even Paris Barnes in the conversation, she said, Bill and Danny, woof. The episode today, I know Bill is horrible, but he is so charismatic. Toxic for sure. Her and Bill just hit differently. Danny and Andre just have a lot of stuff. Hashtag free Andre.
Okay, free Andre.
Yeah.
See, free him.
Like I can't ship a woman with a man who is literally asking you to be his side piece after you cheated on her for decades.
Yeah, but she's
I
willing
can't
to.
look past it.
That girl is willing to sign. As much as she's trying to not do it, Danny probably will and end up getting caught.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt that she will, but I don't like it. Regardless of if that's what the show is going to do, there's nothing appealing to me about them because of that, because of his history with her, and because of what he's currently doing now.
Yeah, I mean, another couple I don't think they got chemistry on this show is Jacob and Naomi.
I feel like in the very beginning, in the earlier seasons, we saw that hot little love scene in the very first episode with these two.
You thought that was hot, girl?
I mean, it was.
I mean, it was
woke us
definitely, it woke us up because we ain't had nothing from the other two soaps.
But I think the way that she treats Jacob kind of turns me away from them as a couple, and I want better for.
I see
Jacob.
more chemistry between Jacob and Kat.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's coming.
So, so there's people, no matter what their storyline, there's some people that just have on on camera, on screen chemistry. You put certain people like, we always talk about Audra. She's another one that when she was with Kyle, she had scenes. That's why we want to try her with Adam. When she was with you know, Nate. There's people that just have natural chemistry with everybody, and then there's these two people that you put them together, it's heat. With other people, it's not. So.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to kind of shake things up when we get to see the mix of the different pairings. And I feel like we get certain scenes where they're chem testing, but.
Because, I mean, I do think, like I said, Tomas had more chemistry with Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you think Isaiah and her got chemistry? Ooh, y'all got quiet. Y'all had to think about that one, huh?
They have okay chemistry.
Yeah, but I'm talking about heat. Not. We know Thope. Okay, we know Thope had heat.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what heat looked like. We know Adam and Sharon had heat.
I mean, I think they're sweet together.
Who?
Isaiah. And
Right,
Eva,
exactly. They're
sweet.
lukewarm.
Yeah, like they're, sweet. And, yeah, I don't see the heat and the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's.
Go ahead, Keith.
And maybe when someone interferes in the relationship, maybe we might see more.
Okay.
Because you're trying to fight for something, but this is a nice little boring relationship.
What you got, Keish?
I think they're fine together. I look at them the same way I look at Shanice and Ted, where there's nothing wrong with them being paired together. They're cute together, but it's not like, oh man, I need these two people to be together.
Okay.
But it's not like negative chemistry either.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, let's comb through these storylines right quick. What time is it? Okay. All right, it's 10:37 on the East Coast. Um, let's talk about the whole thing with that letter that Joey burned. Do you think that Doug left that before he passed, or do you think that Deanna put that in there to to kind of
Ooh, what do
smoke
you
him out?
Well, he mentioned Kenny, so it couldn't have been Deanna.
Okay.
So
I didn't look at that.
I do think it was Doug that actually wrote it. I think it
But
was.
but notice that this was a typed out letter. So that means there's copies.
Hmm.
And I wonder if Doug has something in place and maybe had sent off letters to certain people. But I don't think that's the only one. If this was a handwritten letter, then that's a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
But it was typed. So that means that letter's probably saved to a computer or maybe a tablet, to a disk, something, or there's copies.
Mm-hmm. That's why he had Randy look into whether or not Doug had a safety deposit box.
Yep. And wouldn't Vanessa know that though?
My thing is, your husband's box came up there, and you gonna leave it with so Joey can.
Yes.
It's like, why would you
That
leave
was
that
stupid of
box?
her.
What you say, Keish?
I said, yep, that was very stupid of her to do. And kind of disrespectful.
Exactly.
That man hated your husband. Hated him. Why would you leave his stuff? Why would you be going through his stuff with Joey? That should have been something that you did with your children.
Right.
Or if you were afraid of there being something in the box that you didn't want your children to see, then you should have done that with Nicole or Danny. But not Joey, of all people. Not even if, you know, she was worried about something being in there that Joey wouldn't like. Just out of general courtesy, or I don't know. Like, that's just, I don't feel like that's something that you do with a new man that hated your
Right.
ex-husband or hated
Exactly.
your husband.
And then he manipulated her to go check on the food and go
Yeah,
do this, and she walked up in there and left the doggone box up there with him.
yeah.
I'm like, wow.
And I thought that was very convenient. It made me wonder for a split second, maybe she knows that Joey did it. Because if there was a safety deposit box, which if they all have money like that, I'm sure that Doug had one, and he had his ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Because where did that letter come from? It was nicely folded and crisp and everything. I think that she might know, and maybe she's playing her role because she wanted to be all a part of his businesses and everything. I think part of me felt like she was playing a role. Because there's no way you're not that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? Really? But
He might be.
I don't.
Because I can't see her. I can't see her risking her relationship with her daughter the way she is just to try to outsmart Joey or to trick Joey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's probably playing the long game about this, but I don't know, it's just something about, like, you felt very comfortable to leave something like that. Like, if there's a safety deposit box, she already been in it, so I don't know why he had Randy go for it. Plus, when you go to the safety deposit box, like, only certain people are able to get into it.
Right.
It's not like an open thing. So I'm pretty. I feel like they've done that already. It's been a year.
Yeah, but we know Doug had a gambling problem. There may have been some secrets there, and maybe he had a safety deposit box that she doesn't know about. Because especially towards the end of his life, he knew that she was messing around with Joey, so he may not have trusted her with some information because of her relationship with Joey.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see him maybe having a secret room somewhere. But I mean, we're also talking about a woman who voluntarily um, got involved with criminal activity because she wanted to be up under Joey. Like she had a legit successful $1 million, multi-million-dollar business,
Mm-hmm.
realty firm, and she willingly attached Joey's criminal activity to it.
Yep.
So yeah, Vanessa is that dumb.
Yep.
And that might be true.
And
Yep.
I
I was
think,
like,
oh, sorry.
I don't know, I thought for a split second she might have is orchestrating something. Go ahead.
I think that whenever it does come out, that he had Doug unalived, that his leverage is going to be the whole thing with Kenny to keep him out of jail, because he's gonna threaten, because that's not just hurting, that wouldn't hurt just him, that's going to hurt the Duprees too if that comes out, what he put in that letter about Kenny, because he did that to cover for them. So I believe that that's going to be the thing that keeps him out of jail, when it comes out that he had Joey taken out.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right. Um. So we did have where, with the BRCA gene situation, Danny was encouraged by Andre to maybe look into having top surgery. However, on the flip side, and she definitely is adamantly against it, especially due to her career. And on the flip side, her daughter, Naomi, wants to do it. And then, of course, they're starting to find out that she actually had the BRCA gene and all of that type of stuff. And Danny is flipping out about it because she don't want her daughter to do it. But, of course, Nicole was like, you're going to have to let her make her own decision on this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing Danny can really do about it. I think the only part that kind of bothered me a little bit was when Naomi and Jacob went to the doctor, and you saw this man's reaction to that woman possibly having a hysterectomy. This man was still having like some hope that he and his wife are going to have a baby. And he just co-signed something that it's really out of his control, but he co-signed something that he really doesn't want. I think he could live with the mastectomy, but I don't think he could just live with the hysterectomy. Because he wants her to be the mother of his kids, and that would permanently alter things.
Yeah,
she has to think for herself and her health.
that's an interesting scenario because, I mean, yes, your risk is higher, but there's no guarantee that it's ever going to happen, and you're making, the choice. If the choice is yours, however, but in this situation, removing, your reproductive organs and your mammary glands to avoid something that you're not sure is really going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, they don't care. They're like, listen, I'm going to make sure my chances are less. But that's the thing with BRCA, it's not just those two things. You can't remove your colon, you need it. There's other forms of cancer that BRCA can trigger.
Yeah. And even that lady was telling her, you got time, pace yourself, and she's right. And on top of that, she had time to kind of process and make a decision regarding the mastectomy, but Jacob really hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And she can make that decision for her body, but the person who's going to be taking care of her while she recovers is him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is his wife. And so he would also need some time to kind of process everything too.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. That's why, has she really thought about this? Or is it her fear talking? Which is what Danny is saying. Are you making this decision out of fear? Or is
Mm-hmm.
this actually you're making a rational decision to say, okay, this is going to be a preventable measure to lessen my chances, all of that, you know, which obviously she's been talking to a few doctors over at the hospital, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And good for her for doing her research, but it just seemed like she was really into getting the hysterectomy, knowing this saw Jacob's reaction.
Yeah. Jenna says too much cancer on the show. It's depressing. She's over it.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing a lot of awareness stuff, so I get it.
Yep.
Hopefully they kind of get to move away from that, because we definitely need some more like romance on this show now.
Yeah, because it kicked off with a lot of it, and then it kind of like, you know,
Fizzle.
fizzled a little bit. Um, Speaking of folks in the hospital, Bill, because Haley is still poisoning this man, and has been for the last what 9-10 months.
And I'm like, Bill, you run and operate your own law firm. You don't have no cameras in your office. People just come and go. You're letting your wife just. I mean, it's slowly paying off though. That's all I can say. I mean, if Madison is able to catch it, I don't know, dude. It's like gonna be like a pill or something he would have to take or something. But I'm like, this is the longest con I've ever seen
I
in
know, right?
daytime. Like usually it's over and done with after 3 months.
Yeah, I'm like, what is she's? I mean, obviously, according to that promo, um, Bill is going to be like, oh my God, what's happening to me or whatever. And
Yeah,
I honestly think this is going to bring him and Danny back together because she going to freak out. Haley is probably going to either get caught. I don't know if she's going to leave the show, go to prison, or whatever the situation is. But I'm like, I mean, I don't want the man to kill over, but bring a conclusion to the storyline.
yeah, something. And exactly, Aisha. He's a lawyer. He's a criminal lawyer. Like the amount of stuff that I've heard about how people have to have bodyguards when they walk into the office and like security detail. You don't at least have like a camera. You know, all those like important documents and everything. You have nothing in your office.
Mm-hmm.
So you can catch.
He has no reason to think that anything is being done to him, though. Like, he just thinks this is his body and medical issues. There wouldn't be anything that would trigger him to believe that somebody is poisoning him, let alone his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he thinks that this woman loves him. So, and why would she actually do that to me? Yeah, well, but he should have did a background check on this girl and realized that ain't her real name. None of that. But nope.
He just had her on her back.
Right. Yep. And then that whole conversation between her, what was that, Friday or Thursday, with Leslie.
Yeah, that was my scene right there.
I know, that was a good scene.
I mean, now they're enemies. I love this.
But for enemies for no reason. It's literally Leslie is just mad that Haley won't be her friend and team up with her against the Duprees. Like, this girl ain't done nothing to you,
Mm-hmm.
but because she rejected you, you talking about she made an enemy out of you. Like, how? But I love Haley's response to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, when she grabbed that wrist, I was like, yes. I'm like, Leslie, you just made yourself an ace in the hole. Because if anything, Leslie has vocalized that she hates Bill for all the reasons as to why.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley was starting to plant them seeds last year too about Leslie when she was trying to be her friend. Leslie just made herself an ace in the hole. And whatever happens to Bill, she's gonna pin that on that woman.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
took Leslie what, a couple weeks to revert back to her little nasty ways, talking about she changed during the liver storyline.
Oh yeah.
I would say about a week.
Yep. And then she was right back to, you know, y'all was happy about the fact that Ted told her about herself.
Yeah. It took him 2 years, but he did something. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I think he's gonna find a reason to still cape for Leslie to some degree, but at least he was able to finally see, like, oh, this woman is problematic. Oh, do I really need her in my life? They've been saying this whole time. Yeah, Ted. So it was a little too late, but at least, you know, he said something.
Right.
Yeah, but this is what he gets. He deserves every bit of what he gets. That's his friend.
Yeah. I think that's one of the frustrating things with the character is no matter what Ted says to her, she basically just laughs it off and goes on about her business. She doesn't take it serious. So it's like, and it's not just Ted, it's literally anybody that talks to her. With the exception of, like, this back and forth that she had with Haley. She kind of gagged her a little bit. And Derek used to be able to gag her every once in a while, but everybody else, she just laughs it off, and the next day she's doing it again to the same person. And that's how it is with Ted. And it's like, there needs to be something or some line or something with these other characters and Leslie where it stops her in her tracks or she takes something serious. Because right now the character takes nobody serious. So it's like her conversations and her interactions with people when she antagonizes, it's not satisfactory. It's just like she's a character that just she's allowed to run around town and just do whatever and always have the last laugh, the last word, and that's it. So it's not, I don't know, it's not satisfying watching her character because of that, for that reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing we see her with Ted, she gonna be in Ted's face again, flirting with him and calling him her teddy bear and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So, all right. Let's keep it moving. Let me see what else we got. We have a little bit of Tomas and his apartment and how he's feeling about moving in it. Her keeping a secret from her parents, but you know they had their advice. You know, but Kat is trying to figure out, or she's thinking that this is a way to show some good faith to the relationship by having him move in with her because she didn't accept his proposal.
There are some days I wish I could just hop into the screen and talk to Kat.
Yes.
Oh my God. Girl, you're funny.
Her lack of experience in relationships is definitely on display.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't even remotely invite this man to to live with me after you run back to my sister?
Right.
And I gotta give Eva her credit for the first time, I believe, for checking him. And it was refreshing to see. But the fact that his knee-jerk reaction was to go right to Eva to try to get his ego boost, like, this is not a man I'm going to need to live with. Like, you can come visit my house, but he needs to kind of earn it to some degree. I don't really feel that he has. And I think Kat I think she senses that. So it just sucks how everyone's being passive around her instead of just telling her point blank, yeah, girl, this is not the move for you to make. Mm-hmm. Get your place, have your independence. You know, he can come and spend the night and you guys do that, but live together, no. It's clearly she doesn't trust him to live together with them.
Yeah. Well, they all have been telling her that. Chelsea said it. Nicole and Ted both said it. That buying,
say that.
if you're buying a condo basically to make Tomas happy. That's not a reason to buy a condo. Like, I think Nicole was the one that said, how did she put it? She said something like, you can't take on the responsibility for how he feels. Like, he has to manage his own feelings.
Right.
And it's okay for you to feel like empathetic towards him, but you can't take on that responsibility of making him feel better by going out and buying a condo.
Mm-hmm. That's coddling this grown man. And if he's going to be this hotshot lawyer, then he needs to grow a pair and get over himself. He can't keep looking towards like women who will pay him a compliment to try to get his ego boost. Like, take it on the chin and just keep it moving. Not to say that getting turned down for a marriage proposal is a great thing. Not saying that, but just take it on the chin. It's like, you know what? It wasn't the right time. She wasn't ready. I still want to be with her. Let's try to make this work. This man was ignoring her calls, didn't want to speak with her, going to her sister. I mean, this is not the move.
Mm-hmm. I just hate the way that they write Kat is that in this relationship is her catering to everything that he wants to keep him happy, walking on eggshells to make sure that he's not upset. And like she said a couple of weeks ago, her main concern was after she turned him down was that he would turn to somebody else. And it's like, if that's your first thought, anytime you and Tomas have a disagreement or argue about something, which I can understand why she would think that, because look what he did when they had their first big argument. He slept with Eva. He assumed that they broken up and he slept with Eva. But if that's going to be your main concern every time you guys don't see eye to eye on something, like, girl, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that is a problem.
I don't think they have chemistry either.
Oh, they don't. It's negative chemistry there.
You said negative.
Jenna said Tomas is plain vanilla. I mean, no sugar, zero sugar.
Oh, wow.
I'm just hoping that they're having all these different issues, which, I mean, really, they've been having issues from the moment they started dating. But I'm hoping that the issues are getting kind of like amped up now, because they are, fingers crossed, heading in the direction of finally having those two break up. Because even if they had good chemistry, the basis of their story has been conflict.
Yeah, I agree.
They've never had a solid foundation of a relationship. They've never had like a good span of time where they were healthy together or on the same page. And it's been over a year now. Like, it's time for those two to part ways.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm going to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I'm trying to think what else we had this week. We saw the tension between Tomas and Naomi.
Yeah, that came out of
Yeah, because I mean, I don't
nowhere.
even understand why he wanted to be territorial with the business when you're talking to the owner's daughter.
Right.
And she got a history of minding her own business. So if she's there, more than likely it's because her dad told her to be there. And he has every right to do so because he owns the law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
I'm
was kind of messed up how, like, today's episode, he was asking Kat to keep an
spot.
eye
Yeah,
out
well,
on her
don't
cousin.
like spy, but not really spy.
Like, and and the fact that Kat was like, well, that's still my cousin, but I'll do it just to prove that you have nothing to worry about. Why, if this man wanted to be a part of your family, why is he telling you to spy on your cousin?
Yeah, that should have
And
been
A red flag.
yeah, like, I don't like that part.
I feel
But
like she took that way too lightly.
Oh, she did.
yeah,
Cause I mean, she should have been. Cause she was like, "Well, she is my cousin," but I'm like, "Oh wow."
yeah, and like the fact that she had to give Bill like this pep talk about Tomas, like this boy is not this boy, but this man is like he needs his ego boost every chance he get. I'm like, your work should speak for itself. But I can understand his perspective. Like if Naomi comes in, it's like he did all of this work to kiss up to Bill, and basically she's cutting in line.
Mm-hmm.
But she's next in line as Bill's heir. So if he leaves the law offices to her, there's nothing Tomas can do about it.
Right. You're an employee, sir. You're trying to
Yeah.
pull a Hope Logan. You're an employee.
Yeah. And like this, work hard, build yourself up, and then you can have your own law firm. So you don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
What do you say to Bill? He can't compete with nepotism.
Right.
Yes,
I mean,
which
he can't.
that's
He
real.
ain't lying.
Yeah. So to me, knowing that, it's kind of silly that he thought that, or he didn't automatically think in his mind that that firm was going to go to Naomi when Bill decides to retire. Like, even if Naomi is working in a different field or in a different capacity as a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
or hasn't shown any interest right now, his daughter is a lawyer. So naturally, he's going to want his firm to go to her when he's finished practicing law. So why would you even have it in your head that you're going to be the head of that firm one day?
Right. No matter how much you kiss up to Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So. Mm. All right. Let's see.
How about we kind of skipped over because we talked a little bit about Tomas going to Eva. What did y'all think about Kat going to Eva and thanking her for saving her relationship?
Oh.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought she was
very.
like going there to check in on her, but you're gonna thank this girl for something that Tomas should have done on his own. He should be very eager to want to save his relationship, but
It was very
instead
cringy.
instead he was ignoring her phone calls and licking his wounds and woe is me. So you're going to Eva for not taking advantage, essentially.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
guess you could look at it like that. I just, the concept of going to the woman who slept with your man to thank her for saving your relationship is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like, it's like Nicole going to Leslie. Like, thank you for not taking advantage and trying to get with Ted. I know you wanted him and you went after him, but you left him alone. I thank you for that. Like,
yeah. And then referenced again because she said something about how she talked to Tomas about finding new friends or male friends or something like that. And I can't remember what Eva said, but it was basically in reference to if she's okay with the two of them being friends or if she trusts him being friends with her, something like that. And Kat said something like, well, I mean, you do have Isaiah now. And it's like, girl, this is the second time that you've said that.
Yeah, basically saying that the only reason I don't have to be worried because you got another man
Yes.
occupying
Yes.
your time or keeping you distracted.
Yes. Like, how are you not embarrassed right now? You should be embarrassed that that's your reasoning for why you trust the two of them together or in a friendship or whatever, however you want to put it. Because she has a man right now. So if her and Isaiah break up, does that change?
Probably.
well, yeah, I think so.
So yeah, they got Kat looking real foolish right now over Tomas.
And
Yep.
her insecurities are showing. And this girl is very confident and put together, but with this man, her insecurities keep showing.
Yeah.
Which isn't her problem. She has to fix it within herself and recognize this. But it shows, like you were saying earlier, Keish or T, it's her inexperience.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That whole scene was cringy.
Did we cover everything, or was there something else?
We didn't talk about Deanna and the dinner with Vanessa and Joey. I know we talked about Vanessa and Joey earlier, but she invited them to that dinner, clearly trying to convince her mom that she's turning over a new leaf where Joey is concerned. My issue with Joey is he had a problem with Deanna going and working at the realty company because he's worried about her looking for information to expose him and his criminal activity. But at the same time, you're also basically telling Vanessa, don't get too comfortable with your daughter again because she doesn't like me, and I'm afraid that she's trying to take me down. Is what he's doing right now, because he of course is very skeptical about Deanna having a change of heart. And Vanessa is too. But it's like, you guys are skeptical because you know that you're doing something wrong that you don't want her to find out about. So it's just that whole situation is very weird. And while they were at dinner, when she brings up Doug's name, you see how Vanessa's squirming in her seat, and she tried to change the subject, and because I think they were talking about what was it, them going to visiting her in Italy or something like that. And she's like, well, Joey's been to Italy too. And it's like, is this girl not allowed to even mention her father because it'll make Joey uncomfortable?
Yeah.
But that whole dinner was just basically Joey trying to antagonize Deanna, and Vanessa trying to, I guess, play referee between the two of them.
Joey did the same thing when she double dated with Carlson and Nicole.
Yep, he did.
Yep.
I think he does it on purpose. I think that's just... And then Vanessa just goes right along with it.
Yeah.
Like that's my man, my man, my man. Like, you need to apologize to us.
Yeah.
I guess, and my thing with Joey is, okay, if you find out that Deanna is just being fake nice to you, what what's next?
Right. You gonna do something to her? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to do to her what you did to her father? Are you going to expect Vanessa to cut her daughter off to maintain her relationship with you? Like, what is your next move here?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
If he expects Vanessa to cut her off?
No, I think he's gonna silence this girl some way. And I don't know how long the character will be around, but if Deanna gets too close for comfort, Joey's going to do something about it. Because the only person he loves is Vanessa. That's all he does. That's all he cares for. He don't really care about the kids like that. He'll respect them because it's her kids, but he loves Vanessa. He don't care about Deanna. That's why he's like getting Randy to try to pump information out of her. He's just using her. So he's trying to find a way to silence her so she can shut up. But if she gets too close for comfort, I think he will do something about that.
I don't know if they would have him murder or unalive 2 people from Vanessa's family.
Or send her away or shoot her away. Say like, oh, there's like this big old opportunity and he's going to create it so she's on the other side of the world. Something. But if she gets too close, he gonna do something about it. That's why he's taking action right now. That's why it makes me wonder if there's copies. Well, there should be copies. He typed it up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we shall see. All right. Was that it? Did we have anything else?
Yeah, and congratulations to the 15 Emmy nominations for BTG.
Yeah. They got 16.
My bad. Get all of them. 16. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Carla, Tamra, Timmond,
Ariel.
Mike, Ariel, Amber, the actress who plays June.
Yep.
Also got nominated as well. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I'm missing anybody, but I think that should be. Oh, and Trisha Mann Grant, who plays Leslie. We knew this lady was about to get her nomination. She better win too.
Yes, yes. I liked the behind the scene when they were in the dressing room and they found out, and her and Amber were in tears.
Yeah, that was so sweet. I was so happy for them.
Yep.
Personally, I feel Colby and Brandon were robbed.
Yeah,
but maybe next year. Colby gonna get that nomination for next year. She will. Yeah. Especially after the stuff with Eva, she definitely is going to get that nomination. Yeah. Everybody hounding that girl. She gonna get that.
Their makeup team got nominated as well.
Oh, cool.
I think makeup and hair. Then they got nominated for best show.
Writing.
All
the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not surprised.
What's y'all grade for BTG for sweeps month?
Sweeps worthy. I'm gonna give it a solid B.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get into our final segments. And then I'll call out the grades when they all come in. So if you guys want to put a grade in there for BTG, let me know. All right. Oh, okay. There's Belinda with an A. Miss V Young with a B. Cynthia Chain with a B. B minus for Brooklyn Rayner. Let's see. Anybody else?
I'm probably thinking it over.
Yeah. All right, so let's do our flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, Simple Olympics, and the Audacity Award. So, what you flipping on Y&R? And Crystal
I
gave it a
wish.
B, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I would say I wish Sally and Audra went to Adam to team up against Victor versus showing their hand to Victor
Okay.
and then saying like, "Oh, we're gonna come after you." Victor's like, "Okay." That was
Mine
so lame.
is Kyle needs to take several seats trying to confront Victor, letting him show his hand and trying to talk Patty into doing like, dude, just stop.
Yeah,
So,
and not really having an executed plan. Like,
right,
come on.
right. Did you have anything, Keisha? No.
I'm gonna give Nate a seat for that conversation he had with Lily about
Are you talking about a flip or a seat?
oh flip, sorry. I thought we were doing seats.
Gotcha. No, I
Uh
told Kyle to take a seat because I didn't like how he was flipping. That's probably how you got thrown off. My apologies.
oh
But I was
no, you're
flipping the
fine.
fact that he need to not, show his hand and stuff with Victor and trying to, do that whole thing with, um, the whole thing with trying to get Patty to get information.
My flip is the whole him coming up with that plan against Victor. Like how many circles are we gonna go, rounds are we gonna go with them plotting something against Victor and then Victor plotting something against them?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, if anything, should be going at it with Noah. Kyle versus Victor is not something we need. We don't even need Victor versus Billy. Like, keep Victor and Jack isolated with their beef with each other, and let the other people let the what is called a third generation Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Let him and Noah beef over Audra or something, or find something for them to get into it over. But I'm tired of Victor fighting all of the Abbott men.
Mm-hmm.
By himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, let's find something else for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
For Kyle specifically to do.
Okay. Well, Deborah Ferguson gave BTG an A plus, and Love Peace Light gave a C minus. So, and then Jenna gave it a B plus,
Nice. Okay.
even though she gave double Fs to the other show.
That shows a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what you flipping on, Bowl?
I wish Eric either called security or something to throw that boy out when he said no. Couldn't be my family. We would have tossed him out the same way they did Will and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The same way we tossed him out.
I wish somebody would hold Eric accountable.
Yeah, I agree.
None of this mess would be happening if you hadn't took your narrow behind over there to Logan in the first place.
Yeah. I wish somebody would have. I wish Will or someone would have asked Electra if it were Forrester and you had some information that you knew would be upsetting to me or my mom. Would you tell me the way that you expected me to tell you my family's company's business?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want somebody to ask her that question because everyone is being very irrational about the fact that Will betrayed her.
Even Eric said that the reason that he hurt you is because he betrayed you. He didn't tell you about the Hope for the Future diamond.
Yeah.
You just butthurt that you didn't find out about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only time this happened, everybody didn't jump ship to another company on this show, so this is nothing new. Ridge included,
Mm-hmm.
Brooke included, Thomas included, all these people.
All right. What y'all flipping on BTG?
I would have loved for Nicole and especially Kat to be a fly on the wall when Ted was going off on Leslie.
Mm-mm.
And all the people, they needed to hear that.
Mm-hmm. I wish Vanessa would have saw that letter.
Yes. Why did
Yeah.
she take the box over to this man? You couldn't open this box up by yourself. Okay.
That's what we were saying. It didn't even make sense for her to include him
Mm-mm.
in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. All right. Everybody got their flips in for BTG?
Yeah.
Okay. And then who's taking seats on Y&R?
Victor for still being petty for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because they went to go visit Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Threw a fit.
So did.
Had them followed and then threw a fit and pretended to be like, oh, where did you go?
Right. I mean, he got people tailing them and stuff. The girl ain't even been in the house long enough. You already got surveillance on your wife who can't see.
Right. And then making her feel guilty for seeing her friend. I mean, this man right here.
I'm gonna reserve the seat for Nick until next week for tomorrow's episode. But
Yes.
but I'm gonna have Kyle again with your tat. You know, I kind of brought that up in the flip. Dude, sit down. Why you go over there and confront Victor to let him know what you about to do?
Yeah.
Dumb.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. Seats on bold.
The Foresters. All of them. Every last one of them.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna give Finn and Sheila both a seat.
Okay.
Aww. He loves his mama though.
Oh, that's fine. He's still getting a seat.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give RJ, Electra, and Will a seat.
Yeah, this whole thing is just ridiculous at this point.
Mm-hmm. All three of them in the whole middle of a melee. All this over Electra. It's the cause of your problems. Your daddy been trying to tell you leave that girl alone. She ain't thinking about you, and you keep wanting to run and bump your head up against a brick wall. Okay. She gonna do what her family tell you to do, but she don't expect you to do what your family tell you to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's
And that would have been a nice clap back. He should have said, "How is it that you expect me to go against my family, but when your uncle, what is he? Uncle Eric is her uncle,
Yeah.
Yeah, great uncle.
great uncle. When your great uncle and Ridge Forrester says what you can't do, then you side with your family, but he can't side with his. Yeah, okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. Did you get your seat in, Keish?
Yeah, I said Finn and
Ben, there you did. Okay.
Sheila.
All right, and seats on BTG.
Cat.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Cat. Cat gonna need a seat to try to figure some things out. I don't know why she's getting this condo to appease this man.
I'm gonna give several people a seat. Naomi and Chelsea can have a seat because of the way that they handled the whole. And yes, we know that Haley is trying to unalive Bill. We know that as the audience. Naomi and Chelsea have no clue, and the way that they kind of the the way that they were going after Haley last week wasn't was unfair. From what they know, it was unfair because they were putting it all on her that Bill left the hospital, and then when they saw that she was at the spa going to have a spa day, they kind of went off on her about it. And it's like, you couldn't even get your father to go home and take a rest, but you're going to yell at Haley because she's not at home with him. So I don't know. I didn't like the way they handled that last week.
Mm.
And then I'm also going to give Danny a seat because she sat there, her and Pamela, and was talking about all of the trauma that Bill put her through. And then in that same episode, I think it's that, maybe it was the next episode, she's in the club arguing with Haley over Bill.
Mm-hmm.
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 And it's like, Pamela said everything right. She told her to stop putting that man on a pedestal that he never earned in the first place. Or she said something like that. Basically wasted her breath with everything that she said to Danny, because we all know that even though Danny sat there and whined and cried again about how Bill treated her and called him a bastard and all of that, we all know in a couple of days she gonna be in his face again, smiling and carrying on and giggling and reminiscing about their past.
And
So
running up to
everything
the
that,
hospital.
yeah. So everything that Pamela said was a waste of her breath.
Mm-mm.
So she gets a seat too.
I'm gonna give Tomas a seat for trying to get Kat to kind of sniff around her cousin.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't he in that office with his feet? Did he have his feet up on Bill's desk, or was he just sitting
Yes,
No,
there?
he was just sitting
He
there.
sure did. And Haley caught him.
That's who he should have asked to keep an eye on Bill. Or not Bill, Naomi. He should have asked Haley to do that. Him and Haley should be teaming up together.
Mm.
I agree. I've been wanting that forever. It makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Star of the week, R.
Roger Horwith.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. That whole scene at the club.
I said his name, y'all.
Mm-hmm. I didn't correct you. You had it right.
Yay. I feel so proud. I was like,
Yay,
oh,
you. All right. Star of the week, Bowl.
I'm gonna give it to Sydney Bullock, who plays Dylan, because the way that she can switch it on and off in that very flirtatious way, I was like, "You go, girl."
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
I'll agree with that one.
Mm-hmm. All right. BTG Star.
I was actually gonna give this to Marquita Goings,
Yes.
who plays Haley, because that was an incredible scene that she had with Leslie.
Yep. Same.
I agree.
That was going to be mine too.
Okay. Pickle Young.
Adam and Chelsea. They're moving like they need Victor to hand them an opportunity. Like, they shouldn't be going above and beyond to try to get Newman Media. Start your own company.
Right. I agree. We've been talking about that for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
I got a comment in the chat. Deborah Ferguson. She said Nick should take a seat, go to rehab for your addiction and plus your broken leg, and then maybe you can deal and take care of Mike Clark.
Yeah. I'm like, he just trying to just jump to like all these 30 steps. I'm like, you gotta fall back and get
Mm-hmm.
yourself together, like everyone's telling you to do.
I see more. Belinda said Sheila needs to take a seat. Tomas needs to take a seat, love, peace, and light. And Adam and Chelsea need to be ruthless again and take no prisoners. They I don't know what they dialed them back a little bit ever since they got Victor's approval, and they've been kissing the ring for a while now. So, um, pickle on bold.
The
I
Foresters
mean,
still.
wait. Star on bold, right? Did I do star?
Oh, so we did the stars already.
Yeah, because you said Sydney Bullock.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then we're on
and
pickles, pickle bowl.
the Foresters.
Mm.
I'm gonna give it to this Sheila storyline. This Sheila being repeated storyline.
I'm gonna give it to the writers for giving Carter a hard time once again.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, poor baby.
That man can't catch it. That character can't catch a break
So
at all.
I know. I
At
wish
all.
I can jump in and reach out and touch him.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then pickle BTG.
Leslie, the way she just barged in on Eva and Ted for absolutely no reason, and she just chose to stick around,
Mm-hmm.
just disrespectful. She just can't help but be intrusive.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Danny and Bill.
Okay. And I'm going to give it to Tomas for not only the cousin situation, but how he actually acted toward Naomi.
Yeah, he snapped for no reason.
Mm-hmm. It's like that's the owner's daughter.
Yeah, it's nepotism. So where are we
Right.
getting
Why are
that
you
for?
even bumping your gums to talk like that?
Tomas isn't very bright. He's
Mm-mm.
also kind of went at Haley before too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got his own interests. Definitely. Um, Simple Olympics. What you got, Bree? You got a list together?
Yeah. So Bronze is gonna go to Noah for
Mm-hmm.
caping for this woman who allowed her ex to be all over her pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Silver's going to go to RJ for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Gold is going to go to Danny
Okay.
with the stuff going on with Bill and still going to the hospital after you said he wanted nothing to do with this man.
Right.
She need to be at the platinum status.
Oh no, Will is at platinum status. Your mama, your daddy, anyone who hears you is telling you to stay away from this girl. And you were practically on your knees begging for this girl to take you back, and you did nothing wrong. He deserves platinum.
Yeah, I can agree with that entire list. And for a change, we don't have Holden or Michael on there for now. So that's interesting. But, they need a vacation, I guess.
I thought it was funny the way Will was sitting in there watching the Forrester show, and he kept bringing up Electra and Alexa's jewelry line.
Oh, I remember she made that. Oh, this is what. She's gonna do great. I'm like, dude, stop.
He can't think for himself. This is just This is why I put him in platinum for that reason. Mm-hmm. He's earned it. All this crying, all this begging. You got this beautiful girl, Dylan, who unproblematic. She's able to think logically, and you still want the selfish, entitled, spoiled brat.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Yep. And Audacity Award goes to.
Oh goodness! I actually gave this to Leslie this week. I know we've been giving it to Electra, but I gave it to Leslie this week.
To Leslie this week. I'm trying to think.
And a close second was going to actually be Eric.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a. But I mean, does that count for last week or this week? You talking
This
about
week it's
today's
going for two
episode?
episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go with that one too, cause I mean, yeah, Electra's been on that list for a while. Her, Lily, and some other folks, but yeah.
I feel like Leslie and Eric earned it this week.
Mhm. I agree. All right, y'all got anything else?
No. Don't forget to say happy birthday to Keisha.
That's what I
Birthday's
was just about to say, y'all. On the way out, send the birthday wishes to the birthday girl tomorrow.
are in
Happy
22
birthday.
minutes.
And yeah, oh shoot, that's right. It's almost midnight down there. Happy birthday, Keish. Oh, have some fun this
Thanks, y'all.
weekend. Have some fun. Go, you're going to treat yourself. Go buy yourself a new outfit or some jewelry or purse.
I do need a new purse, but
There you go.
I'm going to work tomorrow, so I ain't doing nothing special.
Oh, you working tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well.
normally do on birthdays during the week. I feel like it's a waste of
Day
vacation
off?
time to just sit at home on a weekday.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, do it your way. You in D.C. this past weekend and you hanging out with
Yeah.
your girlfriend this upcoming weekend. So have a
Yeah.
great time and enjoy
Well,
yourself.
thank you.
All
I'll
right.
have a drink for you tomorrow.
Oh yes, thank you. Throw some tequila in there.
You like tequila?
I love tequila. It's my
Ooh,
go-to
Lord.
alcoholic beverage.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I can't play with the hard stuff, girl.
Yeah, I'll have my day drinks for you.
I have a San Pellegrino for you tomorrow. How about that?
I'll take it.
Okay, all right. All right, you guys, we'll let you go. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we are out. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.
Night, guys.